Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's it going? You can hear
The button has been pressed.
the button was pressed early for a change. It's usually late, and this time it was early. Welcome in. Hey, Strain. That's
Good
it.
evening.
Hey, Strain.
Yeah.
It's a show for one. Excellent.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. As you can see, we're one person down. Charlo hasn't been able to join us today. Yeah, and I think all of us are in various states of tiredness. And with that in mind, we've got a schedule that has been fiddled with. Yeah. What's happening?
Well, I've had a quick gander around and seen what we've missed. Look at Strain's Alternative Friday. He's going to be just going into his new game anyway, so that's just going to be jumped along or so on. I'm going to be missing again on. So I will. So that's another day that we'll just have to jump that across. So, but we missed obviously the final D&D. So what I was thinking is the final D&D could place on the 2nd of October, which Warhammer 1. So I'm thinking if we put so it carries on, so just jump John's to the further.
Okay.
So you can get So it will be with Cthulhu. I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow. It was going to be the anniversary. So
yeah.
Click. So I don't know. And I'm out date. So we'll talk about that afterwards. And then obviously next week and Carbon and back to Newton. And then the week after there was nothing booked in on the 1st. Anyway, so we could do the anniversary there maybe, and then John, and then do your D&D finale and bump everything a week.
You're cutting out quite seriously there, Ange.
I don't know why. Mark's just ran around the desk and fiddled with something.
Yeah.
Right, it's right.
So, okay, we'll see
and
how we get on.
I'm not quiet because I'm never quiet.
Well, that's good news. That we've got some.
Anything required is a trick.
We've got some. Yeah, Angie keeps cutting out and missed most of that, but we'll check the schedule. Yeah, on Discord, so we'll get it.
I've not changed it yet on thingy.
On the graphics, that's cool. So
yeah, I've literally just done it this evening.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still to be confirmed, but that sounds good in terms of getting ourselves a bit more time for prep on the anniversary. So, oh wow, Strain's busy as well. Excellent. Okay.
I just thought, can you hear me now? Is anybody able to hear me?
That's better.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything, but I just thought that better notice that if we do play tonight's game, it is an over 18 stream, and it does have mentions of suicide, death, and horror. So if anybody feels uncomfortable with that,
yes,
step away, come back later, but still like us and still follow us and still go to the YouTube.
Still be our friends.
Yeah, still love us. So yeah, still give us the love. I just thought I'd mention it because it's something I've just didn't realise when I was listening back to some of the videos that we never mentioned, and then we go and do really bad things. Like maybe we should start mentioning it.
Yeah, this
It's
is,
kind of in the name. It means dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just
Cthulhu
need
Dark.
to get something set in stone, so just press play. There will be swearing.
Yeah,
There
there'll be
will
lots of swearing.
Rude comments.
Thanks
No
very much,
swearing from me.
Matt, for the 12-month sub. That's a whole year. Thank you so much for your support. Much appreciated. We need to get in a game soon, Matt. You up for that? Maybe?
I keep trying.
Maybe. But don't say anything now. We can pressure you later. No, I'm only teasing. We don't have anything, so I think we just need to crack on. Straight on to the game, really. and get into what's going on. We do have Sirenscape music on the go, and that's provided by Cryo Chamber. Thank you. Go check them out because they're awesome, and they've given us perms to play some of their tunes on our stream. There will be other sounds coming in as well if I remember to do so. But mostly, we're just wanting to crack on with this story and see if we can get to the end.
Finish it.
Or, yeah, either you guys get to the end of the story, or we get to the end of your characters. One or the other. Or
I
maybe
thought that was the end of.
Or
Matt,
maybe
I
both.
never-
Who knows?
Matt, I never fucking swear.
You fucking
Matt's
what,
got-
mate?
Matt's got his votes in. Matt's used his channel points to redeem a swear from Ange, so that's happened. You got that? That's redeemed. Wow. And
It's fine.
Matt
It's an
never-
over 18 stream. We've warned them.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. As Ange said there, this story is about suicide of a young girl, and the players are investigating. The themes are of an adult nature, so we expect adults to be watching, but obviously there are some adults who might find some of our themes distressing, so yeah, please do turn away now if you're concerned. But it's Cthulhu Dark and the investigation of Becca, who we have now found out was actually murdered. There has been a murder.
And nobody redeemed that.
I know, and I'm giving you
That's
anyway.
like one in the-
I just feel like I'm in a given mood. There's a bit, that's good, Paul. I like that. So yeah, basically, you found yourself away to the hills, to Brian's house in the hills in Inland Empire, and you were able to get into his property by means of a roof access. You dropped in, you found the garage. The garage was a strange room that had curtains around it, and the thing on the wall was triggered when you found the bit of paper that had the laughing spell on it. You were incapacitated, but yeah, Carrie got away and came back to find that you guys had been thrown underground in whatever that thing was. But you weren't
Serial killer's death pit.
you were not the first people in there either, and you found
Remains.
you found Becca's laptop and laptop case, from which you got a whole bunch of information. The story was that the person who put you there was Becca's boss. He used a spell. He made you laugh. He made you lose control. One of you may or may not have weed themselves uncontrollably, and is now sitting in the car on a baking hot day. I hope the aircon's working. And you are on your way back from your ordeal overnight, and you're driving back into the city, where one of you was making a call. And you're in the car, and the phone was ringing, and then just halfway between a ring, it stopped ringing, and you heard a voice. I'm sorry, no one at Ares Entertainment can take your call just now, but if you'd like to leave a message, we'll get back to you.
Which one of us was making the call? I can't remember.
You were.
Me? Was it me?
I
It is now.
I think it was
Um,
Eddie.
Okay. So I'm just going to say, Mr. Aries, this is Eddie McSwain. Call me back as soon as you get this message. And I give him phone number. My phone.
Hmm. Okay.
So we're heading back to the city, yeah?
Yeah, back to the city. You're heading back in on the car. Traffic is its usual. Busy self. It takes you some hours. You left, I think, relatively early in the morning. And you hit traffic as you approach in the city. So if you want to, you have a chance to talk to each other.
Are we going to call the cops? Are we going to call the cops? We're going to call the cops, right?
What? Call the cops to say that Brian Tobler's a murderer that's got a den full of human remains and statue dogs that move about.
We don't even know how we got there. I mean, we were in a garage, and then suddenly we were on the ground. I mean,
But Eddie saw Brian, didn't you? He gave you a bud.
Oh, how very meta. Yeah, I think I got a kick in the face.
You did get a
didn't
kick in.
Look. The guy's got some kind of murder back at his place. We call the cops. We get him to check it out, right? Because he killed Becca. This is her laptop, and I'm holding up Becca's or whatever.
Have you managed to switch it on? Or is it dead?
It's a MacBook. I don't know how it works.
what?
I only know
Why
Windows.
does everybody want Mac. I mean,
I know, right? We should just throw it out the window and forget about it.
no. We might.
She's a
find
Mac
something.
user. No, she's a Mac user. I know all the longer
Yeah,
one.
I know
anything to
she's
do
not a
with it.
gamer. That's clear, but we already knew that. Unless she does play games on a Mac, then she's just an idiot. But I don't remember her like that.
And so if we don't call, what are you suggesting then, Carrie? What do you think we should do if we don't call the cops? What are we going to do?
Oh no, I'm not saying don't call the cops, but the chances are, if we call the cops with this story, I mean, I tried to speak to the cops. Remember?
If we tell the cops this story, we will end up in a room full of pillows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about a restroom.
They frog marched me out when I was just trying to get some information. They weren't prepared, so they're not going to believe us.
But he's killed. I don't know how many people. He killed Becca. And
We have proof.
We got a goddamn laptop right here.
Yeah, but do we have
found it.
proof?
We found it
we make
in his murder
pictures
pit.
of the room where we were in?
Okay, so we go to the cops and tell them to go back to the house and find the pit of bone.
Okay.
I mean, how quick can we get back, and how quick would it? Because he knows we were there. Does he still have the audacity to think that we're dying in that pit? He probably does.
Well, he does have weird powers, I believe, but
Wait a minute. Didn't he have a show or something? Didn't he say he said something about it, right? Am I remembering that wrong?
well,
It's been a while.
I partially remember stuff that he did, but it's all a bit fuzzy.
Something about immortality. Something. I don't know.
Immortality. Really?
Well,
He's just a murderer.
yeah, but
People are still talking about Jack the Ripper.
yeah, that was in what turn of 2 centuries ago, almost.
Something like
Yeah, you got hold of a flyer, and you were looking for things for him online, and yeah, he's got a string of gigs, but he's actually playing the Hollywood Bowl which is obviously near where you guys
Quite
are.
Quite a big venue.
Very, very big. Something that you would be quite impressed by, I think.
Do you think it needs a support act? Look, I don't know. Maybe he gets something from making us laugh, like you know, like he did to us. Say he did that to a whole stadium full of people. Who the hell knows what, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the facts here.
Just the facts.
Becca was murdered because she had a suspicion about Brian, yeah? And something about a Mexican and seeing a Mexican, and we picked up these things, and they say that she was burnt. It was an accident or suicide or the rest of it. So she obviously was sniffing out this Brian on the facts that we've just found out that he is a murderer. We've just found the bones, we found Becca's laptop. So we need to tell the police somehow that there is these bones in this place. Because it's registered. Is it registered? Registered as his house, isn't it? That's his. And we were in the house and we saw him. Well, you saw him, Eddie.
Actually, that's not the only thing. He acted kind of weird. Like when he saw me, said something about it wasn't time, or
Brian said to you, why do you look like him? Why? That's not funny.
Yeah, well,
and it was Ralph. It was Ralph who had said, "Why are you here?" And he ran off very quickly, drove off in his fancy car.
Your doppelganger.
and that doppelganger, he also said it's too soon,
yeah, that's right.
which was also weird.
Yeah, I got kicked in the head.
You probably deserve that.
Everything's a bit fuzzy. Now, does that mean he's in this with this race, or are they? No, rivals in some way.
No, Ralph's his agent, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. There was just the way Ralph reacted and the way Brian reacted. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
Maybe they're involved together.
Oh, and there's our weird stuff going on here.
So we need to tell the police about the pit of bones. And
I don't think
then
they believe us.
yeah. But we need to drop Colin off at his hospital appointment because he was quite ill and he's
Prostate exam.
yeah. Because the fall shook him up and I think his hip's broken.
Yeah, he's lying quiet. He's sleeping. He's sleeping in the car, just snoring.
When on that flyer, when's the gig at the Hollywood Bowl?
It's in a few days' time. Like, let's say we're at the beginning of the week, and it's at the weekend.
Just looked at Colin's sheet. He actually looks younger than me. I'm a bit offended that I've just said his hip's broken.
So you're traveling, and you've got a few things. You've got Becca's Mac. Do you?
Now, did we didn't we have an issue with power? We're gonna have to plug it in, right?
Yeah, like your car.
Wait. This is the 90s, isn't it? Do we have?
No, it's modern day.
It's now.
okay.
It's present
It's
day.
now, yeah.
That blow to the head, really?
It's almost like you've forgotten a whole bunch of things that recently
Bloody
happened.
hell, man! Yeah.
Amazing.
Right. So in that case, fortuitously, we must have some kind of power adapter that
Yeah.
we can plug this thing into, right?
You're all young and hip. You've all got Macs apart from Eddie.
Eddie's only not got one because he can't afford it.
Connor would also not use a Mac.
Okay.
Oh,
He's a gamer as a hobbyist. So.
Yeah. Okay. Fair play.
I mean, Eddie's a musician. He would have a Mac if he could afford one.
Yeah, Mac is good for music and video
Your
editing.
category, one of you happens to have a universal charger, or you've got one for your iPod. Anyway, the upshot. Of
Anyway,
this,
We can power up this Mac.
No, we'll just stop at McDonald's and power up in there.
There you go. So you put it on a wireless charger and it charges. How about that technology? Isn't it great? And as you do that, you're sitting in McDonald's. You've driven in and you're having a McFlurry, and a coffee.
It's present day. There's no McFlurries. It's just
Demand an
What
inquest.
Flurries.
We must have a governmental inquest as to why.
You got to remember, we're not in the UK as well. We're in.
So we're
This is
going to
Hollywood.
Wendy's then.
There, we're
Yeah.
going to Wendy's.
And you put the mat and it charges and it flicks on, and you navigate the menu thing that it has on a Mac along the bottom, and there's a document on. There's only one document on the desktop. Everything else is shortcuts. There's one document.
Okay.
You mean it's a tidy desktop? How lovely.
She was very organised,
Yeah,
Becca.
she was.
And I'm gonna let's what's it called? What's the file called? Is there a name, or is it just? Is she one of those that never gives things names? And it's just like
called-
document 1 or something.
It's
new
called
folder.
Detective Wrigley.
Do we know a Detective Wrigley?
No,
Was he? No, he
Well,
wasn't
you-
the guy investigating.
he was one of the names that you were given. So I mean,
Right.
but you don't know him. I mean, but
No.
yeah, I appreciate what you were asking there, rather than do you know him? Could I invite him round for a coffee?
In that case, seeing as that name is familiar to us, I'm gonna double click on that and that crappy little pad thing on the mouse
Do you
thing,
double click on
trackpad.
Mac?
Okay, let's.
You could double. I think if you tap it twice.
Tap it twice. You tap it twice, and a map appears somewhere in Thousand Oaks, and it has a picture of somebody who looks, middle-aged, and it's like an official, it's like an official mugshot of a website,
Okay.
and there's a screenshot of the of a police station somewhere, and it's all been like, and then it's just underneath is written, he knows. I have to find him. He knows, and it's just like kind of just dots after it, and
Okay.
Who's the mugshot of? This
yeah,
Detective Wrigley.
Detective
Wrigley?
Jim Wrigley. Yep.
And how did we know Jim Wrigley again? Sorry.
He was one
Was
of
he-
the names that was investigating.
Was it one of the names that was given to Carrie when she was in the police? Said that he was dealing with it, but she couldn't get a hold of him. Was it? Or was it given to us by Becca?
Becca's dad mentioned him. I think he had given you a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
bunch of names of all the detectives that were involved.
Right.
That's why I can't find my notes.
So,
Wait.
I know.
7-0. Look at that. Now you can spend the next 2 hours reading. Or deciphering them.
Yeah, Janie Lassiter. It's one of the names.
Okay, so Detective Wrigley. Now, this police station is the police station in 7. Is that the implication? Or is it just Seven Oaks is just mentioned randomly?
Yeah, it just that's where she's tracked him down to. Basically, she's managed to do. She's got this map with a place that she's. And it looks to you like it's a residential area. It looks. Don't know if you know that kind of part of town or anything, but yeah, if you do, then you know it's pretty run down.
So this would be his home,
as
opposed to the precinct, whatever that he operates out.
Yeah.
So it's just a picture, it's not an address.
Picture
Is it a map? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's a big enough. There's a lead. Let's just go and chase that lead up.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, Becca was obviously, she seemed to think this guy knows about what's going on, and he's a cop, right?
So let's go and see him, see what he says before we actually go to the cops. Weren't interested in anything I said. They've shut the case. They're just going to think we're. Right, they're going to go and believe that a major celebrity is going to have a pit full of bone. So maybe if this guy knows. Say again, sorry.
We need the real proof to be able to get the cops to go. And this guy, he knew Becca, so he might have some of the proof. We might be able to help connect the dots to show the rest of the police.
Is it a long drive to Seven Oaks?
No, I have no idea. I should have checked that. Where is it? I did look at the map, right enough. Where is Seven Oaks in comparison to Seven Oaks, CA? Towns in California. Oh, it's just on the outskirts. Look at that. You just happen to be coming down that way. What? How amazing is that? Yeah, it's a turn off. You'd have to turn off before you get into the city. How about that?
That's perfect.
It's like it's planned.
It's in San Bernardino National Forest, apparently.
San Bernardino.
Of course, we should have known.
Okay, yeah, let's go see if we can find this. Is the house actually labelled on there, or is it just a map of Seven?
Yeah, it's an address that you get. So you know exactly where it is, and you can key it into your Google Maps, and it'll show you.
Yep. Do that.
Yeah, so you get away from the traffic. You take a turn off. Having just been in the forested areas, you drive back into forest as you come down and away from the Inland Empire. And it does take you a while to get there, but the roads are a little bit quiet, which is nice. And it's a bit cooler, a little bit, and yeah, it's not an unpleasant drive, and you soon begin to forget. Variously, I guess you swap your drive in, and you have snoozies, and you recover some. You grab some coffees, and so by evening time, you arrive in Seven Oaks. And It's absolutely dilapidated. Oh, it's 1,000 oak, it's not 7 oak. It's fine. We'll go with it.
Yeah.
It's
Just a few oaks short.
7
and
Oaks is in Kent.
So you've
Oh,
got,
but I do like 7. I like.
so you've been right over. Hey, thanks for the sub, Keem. You drive over and you pull up outside this place and it's completely overrun. The garden is just an absolute shambles. The house is dilapidated, and it just looks. Yeah, it just looks run down. But it looks like there is life as a path. There's the the mailbox is still there. The doorway's free. It's just overgrown and messy.
Does the mailbox have a name on it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing still.
I don't know. It is, and it's Wrigley.
Ha.
Hey, isn't that the one we were looking for?
You okay? Okay, yeah.
I push Dora forward and say, "You go and knock on the door." You're the pretty face here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll go and hesitantly knock on the door of this quite creepy house.
And you hear a voice. Yes. I'll be right there. Yes. Come on, give me. And then you hear a noise, something like thumping onto the ground. Oh shit! And then I'm just coming. I'll be. No, wait a minute. Thump, stomp, and then and he's gonna. And he sort of, just get past it. Right. Okay, yeah, okay. And the door unlocks, and there's an old guy standing in front of you. He's got wisps of grey hair, and he's mostly bald. And he looks pale and washed out, and there's a cat stream, and the smell of decaying life pervades your nostrils as it opens the door. Even in the fresh air of this place, it just kind of smells rank.
Let's take a step back.
I hang over to Eddie. Smells the same as in that hole we were in.
And he says to you, "Well then, you're not a solicitor, are you? And no solicitors." Yeah, and he looks at you. Yeah. You're not a. You like dogs? I give him a dog. How about that? Whoa, you're not a solicitor, are you? My dog loves solicitors.
No,
what?
we're not solicitors. We're actually here about Becca Kingsley.
I don't know what you're talking about. And the door closes. I'll go get my dog. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Bloody solicitors.
Seems like a nice fellow, doesn't he? Nothing weird or anything.
All right. I'll bang on the door. Detective Wrigley, it's about Brian Tobler.
And the shuffling behind the door stops. And then, Ryan,
We're told that you know of him.
You're not from Casey and Casey Law Firm?
We're not from any law firm. We were friends of somebody that used to work for him who's dead now.
Is it?
We think Brian's connected.
Yeah, just give me a minute. And then something else you hear, like the sound of paper just sliding across. And he's, oh, shit! And turns around and dump down the corridor again. My dog's at the back. I'll get my dog if I have to. Just no funny business. And he opens the door. And he squints at you, and his beard is kind of long and draggling down.
Detective, you still, I guess you're retired, right?
From the force, officially? Yeah, I'm retired. Now, look, I suppose you better come in. Excuse the mess. Yeah, and as he opens the door fully and the stink just
wafting in our face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he offers you coffee, don't take it.
It's like I don't know. It's like those television programs where they find the places that are just the worst to tight, and then they go send somebody in to clean them up.
Oh, people have been hoarding.
There's newspaper boxes. There's bags filled with magazines. There's case files. There's newspapers and books and just everything is there. And he leaves you standing there in the entry, in the kind of hall. And as you look down through the corridor, you see a small black and white television. It's on an old CRT. Tiny little thing sitting amidst the newspapers, and it's on. It's just no sound coming out of it. It's just playing something. You can't really see. It's tiny.
I reach into my bag and I pull out some vapor, like Vicks stuff.
Just perfume, spray it into a handkerchief.
And I just like sort of gently put something under my nose, and then I turn to the others and say, "I've worked with dogs, and yeah, this might help," kind of thing. So I
and
pass it around.
and you look as you do that. You look around and you see into his bathroom, and
no.
Yeah, basically, the
roll insight.
There's a small fridge in the bathroom and a microwave.
What?
And pots and plates in the bathroom. So it's pretty clear he's been using it as a kitchen.
And we're really sorry to disturb you, Detective Wrigley. But friend of ours, we believe she's been murdered. We think Brian Tobler's connected. We found her laptop at Brian's house. And
you know how to work with a Mac?
Keeps you dry when it's wet. Is it light brown?
Anyway, her computer it had a file on it that had your name on it. It said that he knows. Do you know what that means?
You mentioned Tobler's name. And this girl. When I heard about her death, I made some inquiries. I went to see her father.
He mentioned.
He mentioned your name.
I was a homicide detective. Look, come in. Just come in, please. Just don't mind the stuff. It's fine.
Sure. It's a pity Colin's not here. He might be able to.
I was waiting for him to say he'll clear up after we've done. After we've gone.
Yeah, and as you walk, try and fight your way down this, you see like his bed has been made like a nest in all the papers. He's got a sleeping bag and like a mattress and just kind of cloths and he goes through and he opens a door in the hall and says, "Just come in." And he looks at you. You're definitely not solicitors. You know too much.
No,
love what you done with the place.
And as you fight your way around the hall into this doorway. You look into another room, and it is a very stark contrast to what you've seen in the hall. It's organized, it's dedicated to something. There's organized clippings on the wall, there's shelves with paper, there's desks with bits of string leading out, and all it. Yeah, this place is filled, and you see that along one of the walls, very prominently, is a line of numbers 1 through to 27, and at the end of 27, yeah, at the end of 27, there's a picture of Becca. Just at the end, it hasn't got a number.
So you've been keeping yourself busy.
You know how it is.
Do you see dates on that wall with all the pictures and stuff? There was like a crime board, you could say, with strings. Yeah. Are there dates near the?
Yeah, give me yeah, you look at it and you see that the first date there is 1968.
Has he took us into this room? Are we just walking by?
No, you've been told to step through the trash together.
So we've gone into this investigation room.
Yeah. And it's much
So
tidier.
I just turn. I was just say to him, "You're not really retired, are you?"
He might be retired, but he never retired this job. This case is still going on for him.
Yeah, and he's mumbling away. He's looking, he's looking at stuff, and he's pointing at the bits of paper, talking to himself. He's kind of almost forgotten that you're there.
Hey,
Sure.
I'm gonna look at the wall just to see, what he's like matched up.
Yeah,
And just have a nosy around him.
yeah, okay. So, as you walk up, he snaps back in. He says, "Just listen. No touching. This is all. Just leave it be. Listen, you said you had something. You knew something. Now you're looking around. You're trying to kind of see, but he's stopping you from going right up to it. But yeah, from what you can see, there's connections, and there's a big circle in the middle. About 1988, there's a big circle around something, but you can't quite see it. He's standing, kind of stopping you from getting there. And then similarly, you see another big circle of stuff in 92.
Okay. And I'll just take a step back because I'm getting a bit agitated, put my hand down the path, just say, we're here to see if you can help, see if we can find proof and, bring justice for our friend.
But you've been investigating this guy for quite some time, haven't you?
Give me a roll of some description that you think might. Yeah, just. Have you got any professional skills here that you're trying to get through to? Are you using your wiles as an actress to attempt to placate him, to persuade him?
Kinda, yeah. Well, I would use everything to show, we're being sincere, we genuinely want his help, we're worried, it's, we're not there to like discourage anything that he's doing. Like, we're genuinely there because we want to, you know, get to the end of this. We want to find justice. So it's like just trying to show all that and lay that all out in just a few words.
Yeah. So yeah, you give me investigation roll. And if you want to boost yourself, remember you can use insight if you want to, but if you fail on insight, then stuff can happen. But this is
Or
within
succeed.
or succeed, of course. If you overly succeed. Like, so if you think, but yeah, so at least 1d6 there. You're doing something. You're just trying to persuade. You're trying to placate this guy. You're trying to, you know, make sure that. Okay. Oh wow. So that's just one dice, but that's just it. Yeah. So you immediately put him at ease, and he seems taken with you. Must be the winning Hollywood smile and those excellent white teeth. You seem like a nice bunch of young folk. You say you know Becca. You're friends. I noticed something about what happened. I noticed what it was. It was like the other ones. It was the same. There was something going on, and I just knew. I knew there was a connection when I read about it. I looked and look at this. Look here. And he grabs you, D, and takes you over to the board that you were walking towards. And he kind of just, you know, puts his arm around you, just kind of pulls you over to. He says, look here, and he puts both hands and he pins this. 1998. Right here, there was, in a moment, there was something more than what was going on. It was, well, you might think I'm just a mad, rambling old man, but it was magic. That's what I'm gonna call it, because that's what it is.
Magic.
Is it weird that I believe him?
What we've seen, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh,
I was hoping I wasn't going crazy, so just asked for to be reassured. But yeah, I kind of believe it's something not of this world.
And he moves a folder. He says, "You're not squeamish, are you?"
Well, I did comedy horror, so I've seen weird
And he
shit.
hands you a folder.
We just climbed out of Brian Tobler's murder pit.
That too. Yeah. What am I looking at?
And as you open, it's again the dates, the same dates that correspond to what's on the wall, but each one is either a pile of ash or a burned body or bits of a burned body, and it is so similar to what you've seen. And this
Did
is
you
what-
investigate any of those yourself, Detective Wrigley? Did you investigate the scenes yourself?
How far is it going back?
19,
No.
all the way to, in fact, 1962. This
Yeah.
one goes all the way back
Okay.
to 62. Yeah, even further. The very first one.
Some of us, we saw some kind of markings that had been left at Becca's apartment.
Don't make me read markings again. We know what happened last time.
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not Detective Wrigley has any experience.
Oh no,
with
sorry,
things.
it was 62. 68, yeah, and he looks at you and he goes, I was investigating what was going on. Kinnison, that was the one that made it all make sense. He was a comedian. Made people laugh.
Well, wait, wasn't that comedian that wasn't totally not funny, but somehow we still laughed?
No, that was Tobler.
Okay.
That was
Oh,
Tobler.
maybe he
when
was
we're watching his
like the
YouTube
same.
video.
Maybe he was something the same. That
Yeah.
the jokes weren't funny, but somehow you still laughed. As if you are compelled to.
He was one in, well, a long line. These comedians, I tracked them back. Look here, and he points over to another wall, and you see just like pictures, old pictures, and then just notes of people, and it goes all the way back to somebody you recognize on the picture. Looks
Are all of these people Brian Tobler?
no, but the one at the end, just caught over the shoulder. It's not ideal, but you recognize
Not
it.
Ralph.
It is. It really is. It's a picture that looks hella like you. But, it's not a full portrait or anything. It's just fairly kind of, there's...
It's all
Is
famous
this-
people
is this-
or famous-ish people.
Eddie, why are you in all these pictures?
Right.
He's not in all of them, but it's the last one, going back to
68.
1960s, yeah.
So there's a picture of Eddie from 1968.
No, but Ralph Aries
Yeah.
is
Oh.
him, right?
And about the name, and you point that out, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's Barry Maines."
What? No, that's Ralph Aries.
Oh, that's you, Eddie.
I go on my phone and pull up a picture of Ralph Ayres and show it to
Wrigley.
Wrigley.
And he looks at Maines, and he looks down. He's like, "Yeah, same person."
And then I just
Wait.
and then I just point at Eddie.
Yeah. And he looks up to where you're pointing. And he just looks at him and says, "Holy fucking shit, balls."
Very illiterate.
I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on.
When we did bump into Ralph Ayres, he was most upset at seeing Eddie.
And he said something like, too
Too
early,
soon.
not too soon. And as if they were meant to meet, but not yet.
And Brian Tobler took exception to Eddie's looks as well.
Holy fucking shit balls.
Yeah, you already said that. That's not helping.
And he looks at the picture and he goes off to one of his other folders and he pulls out a drawer, and he pulls out a picture and he puts it down, and it's Ralph Aries, kind of relatively new, maybe one that you've seen on the website
Or
or
recent,
something.
right.
Yeah. Shit. It's fucking magic. I know it's magic. I tried to tell them, I tried to say, and nobody would listen to me. They thought I was mad. I just couldn't convince anyone. No one on the force would listen.
That's the problem. When you talk about magic, they all think you're crazy. But we already seen some weird stuff.
Yeah, but... And he goes off to another drawer. And he pulls out a medallion. And he holds it on the string. And it's about 5 inches across. You know
What's
how
that metric?
You know how I managed to get close enough to investigate that one and Becca? You know how I did it? Without being caught, without being turned into a pile of ash.
No, I do not know.
I got this in Chinatown. One of my contacts put me in touch.
What is it? Some kind of charm or what?
some kind of ancient Chinese magic?
It's a ward. Makes me immune to their effects.
Ooh,
This-
could I have that?
I could get anywhere.
So, how does this relate to Becca being killed? And how does this relate to Brian Tobler having a pit full of human remains?
And Ralph Aries looking like
Eddie
Eddie
and
here.
this other guy.
He kind of squints again round. Fucking hell. Eh. Well, listen. I gone and killed Kinnison. I ended his sorry existence.
Oh, are you now just confessing that you murdered someone? Or was this in line of duty?
I was a detective. What do you think? And he walks
Well-
over to another drawer, opens it, and he pulls out it's like a kind of dagger?
As he pulls out a dagger, we're like, whoa, 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 you've just told us you killed someone and now you're pulling out a dagger.
Don't, I'm already standing in a fighting pose. Don't
Now
try
I
anything
have to-
weird.
Look,
I have to kill the witness.
look at this thing. And he holds it up to the light, and you can see it's made of glass, and it's hollow.
Killed Kinnison with that?
Wait, it's...
The only thing that'll stop these bastards.
May I?
How is
What
that the only thing that'll stop them?
What bastards?
And he
How many questions do we all want to ask in one go?
All of them. Just imagine it. You
All the
just
questions.
wait, where?
Okay, write down all these questions.
And we're like, blah, 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 blah.
But may I see that dagger, please?
Yeah, and he holds it over to you. Hands it over
I'm
to you.
gonna see if I see like a kind of a syringe system in it because it's hollow. I think maybe it could hold poison or something.
It's hollow.
Yeah, but does it have like a way to excrete a liquid out of it? No.
Detective Wrigley, you said it's the only way to kill those bastards. What are they?
And he, as you talk to him, he just looks at you. He walks up.
I'm not one of them, for fuck's sake.
He walks up to you, and he hasn't got a dagger. He just walks up to you and he just stares right at you.
Dagger is
He
really
moves
hard.
forward and he grabs your cheeks,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like pulling at your.
Hey,
at
hey,
your
hey, hey,
cheeks.
take it easy.
And he's looking at you right, like his face is inches away from you, and he's holding on to you like this. Are you one of them? Are you one of these bastards in my house?
Hey, fuck off, back off, old man.
Don't forget, you gave me the dagger.
Wow, that escalated.
Let him go.
No, yeah, and he lets him go. He says, yeah, you're not one of them. You're one
Well,
of
I'm
them.
just as confused as everybody else.
I wouldn't have got that close. I don't have the
Why?
medallion.
What would have happened if you don't? What? Right.
Just
Stop.
tell us what they are. What are they?
Yes,
Who are
what
these?
are you talking about? Who are they and what are they?
I traced in 1992 killings to a comedian named Kinnison. Yeah, he used a spell to make people laugh.
Sounds awful like October.
That spell required sacrifice. Ritual sacrifices made for their power to make everything that they did, everything that they could do, sacrifice, burning bodies. This thing's the only thing that can stop them permanently. And this is the only thing that stops their magic affecting you. He holds the
So
place.
the dagger, you need the dagger to kill them, and the medallion to not be influenced by the magic.
You got that right on the button.
The glass
So why
dagger, yeah.
the
Yeah,
dagger
good thing you
work?
gave me this one. If you don't mind, I'm gonna hang on to this one, and I'm putting away the dagger.
Are you saying you're gonna go? You're gonna go after Tobler?
Well, he already almost got me and Eddie, so I need something to protect myself again.
I found my way to Kinnison's garage, and there were scorched corpses stored there. His fucking garage. Bastard. Death was too good for him.
Obler's got something similar over at his house.
Yeah.
I traced that spell through comedians, all of those, back to Barry Maines. He was a Hollywood talent agent. So many successful comedians since the 60s, yeah. He's been at this for a long time.
Wait. So the connection between all of these comedians is Ralph Aries, aka Barry Maines.
And you know what?
AKA Eddie McSwain.
Mate,
Oh, wait,
you
no, sorry.
You side eyes him when you say that again. Listen. This Brian's... He's planning something. I haven't ventured out, but when I heard Becca's, I had to speak and find out what happened. I gave my son's name. Sometimes when I ask questions, they don't want to deal with an old fool like me. They know me. I use my son's name and I ask questions. But what you're saying, where is this Tobler now? What's he up to? Where is he?
He's about to do a giant concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, next weekend.
Blue bastards of hell.
Sorry, what?
Whoa. He's
What
doing
is that?
something at the Hollywood. You any idea how many people can fit in that thing?
Oh, about 60,000.
You any imagine how much power he could gain?
He's gonna kill everyone? He said something about immortality.
Yeah, that would about do it.
So, they kill people to gain the power to make people laugh, but the laughter gives them power as well? Is that
Yeah.
what we're going
Look
with?
at the money they get. Look at the adoration, the fans, the deals, the contracts, the money. Follow the money.
When we're talking about, when Brian talked about immortality, he's not talking about living forever. He just wants to be remembered.
Huh. No. If that cockamamie cockahoo jackaho is thinking about anything, he's got a big plan with that many people. If he said immortality, he's got something up his sleeve that's gonna be one hell of a doozer.
About 20,000.
Did a quick Google search.
You reckon he's gonna burn the whole place down, or
That kind of power? All at once?
Well, I did some weird things in movies that were about someone getting immortality. And it was like taking souls or something like that. Could this be something like that?
What do you say? Taking souls. Wait a minute, and he walks outside of his very meticulous and well organized place. and you hear him. Where the fuck did I leave it? What the? Jesus! And he's like, yeah. So he's searching for something.
Need a hand?
There's I got a copy of a thing that souls. He said souls. It's and he's looking around, and he's looking in for it, and he looks and he finds this bit of. He says, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. It was something about someone coming. It was about someone coming from the future to take a soul from the past, something like that. Take his soul from the past. It was a spell. It was where I didn't think. He kind of looks again at Eddie. Taking a soul from the past to the future. Something I didn't understand it. I can't read that, but and he says, "You take that medallion. You keep that dagger. You find that son of a bitch and stop him. Yeah. You end it before 20,000 innocent souls. The amount of power that you could gain from that is just unfathomable." He looks again at Eddie. Where is that thing?
Are we dreaming?
You know anything about a page from a book? A really old book? Maybe Kinnison was keeping it in a secure location. Did you encounter anything like that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, and he stops searching through the bits of paper that he's looking for, and he comes back into the room and goes immediately over to a set of binders that are neatly arranged, and he thumbs to the fourth one along, and he pulls it out, and he opens it up, and he says, "Like this, yeah? Like this." And he
Take a look.
It's exactly the same. It's the
Shit.
the parchment that you...
Did Kinnison own this too?
That's how they do it. That's what they use. That's the spell. That's the magic. That's what I discovered.
Can we destroy it? Will it? If we destroy it, does that finish?
You can't destroy. You have to destroy the person's casting it. Otherwise, they know it. It's in their head.
So is it only one person that casts that you know of? How much do you actually know of how they perform spells?
I don't know how deep it is, but every time I think I got to the bottom, there's another connection leading off. New York, London, Delhi.
This happened all around the world?
Haven't got time to worry myself about what's going on around the world. Nobody believes me here, my own force. Nobody's gonna believe me on Interpol, or London Med, or anywhere.
Can't say it's an easy thing to believe.
Yeah, it's a pretty faded, photograph copy, but it's the same. Undoubtedly, Eddie, you recognise it's the same spell.
And looking at all of these other pictures of the people through there, is it always the same people? I mean, we've got Barry Main, right? Who is obviously Ralph Airy.
There's a string of comedians.
And these comedians. But he's the connection. He's on all of it. He's with all of them.
He's on a good number of them through
Right.
the time,
So
up until the most recent ones, yeah.
He's kind of acting as an agent. So why does he get out of it? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. He's obviously connected to these guys.
Is there any knowledge? Is there any knowledge of what happened to those comedians after their fame?
It's always money, power, prestige. They disappear. They go somewhere. I can only find some. I only know where some of them are. Some of them are dead. Some of them are dead. And he says, Kinnison was wealthy. Barry Maines was wealthier as well. He pulled the strings. He made the connections.
But did all these comedians die in a weird way or in an unexplainable way?
You should go and speak to the state coroner about that one. He's the one that signs off on them.
Might be an idea. Because if they all died in inexplicit ways, it might mean that that guy that is in all the photos, if he is Ralph Aries, I don't know, but he might be the one that needs the power they gather, but uses him as a tool.
Gotta stop these murderers. Gotta stop them. We can't have any more. We can't. There's too many innocent people, but... Fucking Hollywood Bowl? The families. The people, Oh my god. And
Yeah. It's a big problem. We know.
He starts pacing up and down quite slowly because he's like 70 odds.
Well, you've been very helpful, Detective. I guess we'll be going now.
Yeah, thanks for the dagger. And the amulet.
Take that fucker out. End his fucking life.
Yeah, I'll try.
Before we go, one quick question. All these comedians say this spell to give them instant fame, fortune, and wealth. And in order to get these spells, they sacrifice human life. They burn them. So what has Ralph got to do with it? Because he's not famous. He seems to be involved with these comedians, but what is he getting out of it, and who is he?
I'm thinking, that's why I want to know what the coroner will say, that he is using these comedians as a tool to get power for himself. Give the person that is the comedian the power, and take it from that comedian for himself.
That's the thing, isn't it? That thing. It's like these guys are doing it. They either disappear or they die, or
Exactly.
there's no one sitting there nicely in their retirement, enjoying their retirement, is there right now? Sitting on the wealth that they made.
Not
So,
On the Ralph. There's always on the Ralph at the end.
so whatever they give up, or whatever the sacrifices they do, is it quite short-lived? And so, is this why Brian is doing a big thing? Because he doesn't want this to be short-lived. He wants this to last. He's trying to better the spell for himself.
He's trying to find a loophole, you think?
He wants to become the master.
Or maybe Ralph's just told him to do.
This
Yeah,
is
and
starting to sound like some Star Wars shit.
he's nodding.
Like a Sith Lord and his Sith apprentice, and the only way to become the Lord is to kill that the apprentice kills his master.
No, maybe it's not that. Maybe Ralph has told. Ralph's the one that's doing the bookings. He's making these arrangements and the engagement for Tobler, right? He would have got him the booking, right? At Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe this is all for Ralph's benefit.
Ralph's been around a long
And
time.
Tobler doesn't know it.
He's pulling the strings. I'm a fool for not realizing that sooner, but you're right. You got that much quicker.
But this
He
Ralph is not aging.
Yeah,
No,
he might just
because
change
he's-
his name every now and again just to make sure that nobody notices.
Well, he's going to change his identity.
He
Because
goes over. He goes over to another folder and he pulls out very just suddenly. He just remembers something. He walks over and pulls this. My notes. They talk about a man from the future coming back to meet himself in the past. That's for sure.
That
So
that seemed like what happened with Eddie and Ralph.
if you stop the jester, then well, maybe you could stop the prophecy.
Oh no, it's a prophecy. That's never good.
That's what they believe.
Now, if that's been written, and it says that Eddie was too soon, maybe, seeing as you are essentially a doppelganger, it may have something to do with it. If it's somebody coming from the future to meet a past self, it's all about meeting yourself, and you all look the same.
Or he is aging, but he found a way to make a doppelganger that is younger, and after a while, he just transfers his consciousness into that new body. I'm watching way too much sci-fi.
you are watching too much sci-fi. What the fuck, man? No. I'm Eddie McSwain. I'm a nobody.
Well, maybe that's the entire idea behind it. Not to be a dick towards you, but if I would be like that, if I would want to stay young forever and use something to put my essence or whatever into, I would choose someone that, sorry to say this, but someone that won't be missed.
Well, that really hurt.
I know, but I don't know any other way to say
With
this.
what you're talking about there, I've speak too fast for my old ears. But what you seem to be talking about is,
Well,
you gotta be careful. There might be ramifications. You don't know what's gonna be happening. But
these days there are ramifications for everything you do, so might as well.
I don't know what it is that these people believe, and I don't know what their end game is. They're working on some mad covenant of their own devising, or they're instructed by some higher power. I don't know. All I know is that they're killing people to get the power to do all the things that they've been doing. And that's the killing that has to stop.
Yeah. That's one thing that's for sure.
I'm gonna find that paper. I'm gonna find that bit of paper. And he goes off back outside and begins to shuffle through all the paper, looking for that thing that he's having a hard time remembering about.
While he goes out, have a quick wander around the office and see if there's any more clues to find. Because he seems to be forgetting things, then suddenly remembering things.
Yeah. Oh, he's
So-
definitely
He's
scattered.
going in and out.
I'm quite good at nosing through people's houses because, like, when I go in to take their dogs in when they're not there, I always have a little bit of a nose about.
All right. Okay. Well, give me
Help me
two.
remind
little
me that
disturbing.
she will never look at
You're
my
calling
dog.
upon your occupational expertise there, so give me 2d6 and let's see what you get. You got a 6.
Holy crap!
So you are you're good at finding things.
Whew.
You're looking through his files where he went over for his notes. Right next to where he pulled the folder with his notes in, there's a box. And something about that box just, it just looks like something you're interested in. And you go to that box and you open it up. It's about 30 centimeters across, and inside there's a scroll.
Okay.
And you pick up the scroll, and you look at it. Yeah, because you're investigating, and you got 6, and that's what happens when you get a 6. You get lots of information. And you look at this scroll, and at first it doesn't seem to make sense, but then you're looking at it, and there's words there that form in your head that make sense, that if you were to speak these words, and only if you had the power that's gained from the sacrifice, the murders that you could perform, if only that you had that power, you could grasp it. You could grasp the power to transfer yourself through time. You know you could, and you're looking at this. You just need the power, and the only way you can get the power is by killing people.
Yeah, put the scroll back in the box.
Yeah, I'd like
Put Harry in the box as well.
I'd like you to make a little check. There, I think. You've
On
just
insight.
Yeah, that's a very disturbing thing that your insight has just had to, has found. I think that's fair that you might well take an impact from that.
I think that.
What do I need to roll for that? I can't remember.
Just
Insight.
D6.
So
Yeah, you can. There's a thing on your sheet that says when you see something disturbing. Okay, so what you at just now? Are you at 3 already, or 4?
I'm 3.
You're at 3 already. Okay, you're fine.
not anymore. Oh,
So am I at 4 now?
No, you're
No.
fine.
Woo-hoo. I just put it back in the box and go, that's some weird shit.
Be happy it wasn't me that read it. I have the dagger.
There's
be like-
and I just pop it in my bag and go, yeah, that's some weird shit.
Oh, you're taking it. You're taking the scroll of
Yep.
some sort of
Yeah.
thing that allows you to murder people and then time travel. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because
Now you
everything
said
these
that, it
last
makes
few
me
days
feel like I
is
shouldn't
normal.
have taken it.
That's fine. I'm just checking. I
Completely.
wanted to know for sure.
I'm sure we have nothing to worry
He's
about.
just checking, noting for future reference.
Yeah.
I hate it when I do stuff like that and they'll go, yeah, are you sure? What? Interesting.
Okay.
Are you
So-
sure?
You have a medallion which is 5 inches diameter, about 1.5 inches thick. It's a circular piece of jewellery, and it's claimed that it can provide people protection from magic. You have confirmation that the spell that you saw in Tobler's place has been used, and you've seen a copy of that, and you also have an actual scroll with some strange, crazy, batshit lettering on it that apparently you can travel through time with it. And yeah, so those are the and a dagger, of course. Like you've got the dagger as well.
playing with the dagger a little bit in my hand.
Say, detective, you say you got this medallion from Chinatown?
And he's kind of way at the other side of the house, and you just see bits of paper just getting chucked and lobbed over his shoulder.
I guess we couldn't get any more of these things, could we?
Is that store where you got this from? Is that store still around?
And yeah, he's just and then a big pile of paper just goes and slams over, and he's like,
crushes it.
shit. And he gets up and he's like throwing bits of paper. Where the fuck did I leave that bloody scroll? It's in here somewhere. I should sort this place. And he's just lost in his.
Henry, I think he's talking about the scroll you got. Shh.
I don't care.
Sorry,
just-
I almost thought
she
I'd
just
been a dog
wants to-
whisperer.
She just wants to murder people. Time travel.
No, I don't. I survived that. It's in my bag.
She's saving it for later.
Yeah.
I'm waiting till we're outside so one of you has
Well,
to
I-
read
I
it and
think-
see which
I
one of you
think-
goes psycho.
Well, the detective. I think it might be the
Already there.
detective maybe looking for it.
Yeah. He's looking for a scroll.
You gonna tell him that you have it?
That makes you
But I
feel
pinched
murdered.
it now. I'll just say, Detective Wiggler.
Glee.
Wiggly.
Chief Wiggums.
He's in a different room at this point, and you look down the corridor, and you can't see your way past all of the stuff that's fallen down while he's been rummaging for this thing.
Oh, for
Guess
Pete's
which-
sake. Inspector Wrigley!
I know
guess-
I put it here somewhere. This bloody thing is.
What is it you look? What is it you're looking for?
And then you hear the sound of a cutlery drawer falling down onto the floor.
Okay, let's just go.
Yeah, let's go.
How can a guy keep this one room clean and the rest just like... Damn.
Can we get out?
Called obsession.
I call it a mental problem, but okay.
I'm gonna use my occupational ability to find that half bottle of scotch
No.
that he's got.
Wait. Is your... Is your profession alcoholic?
I mean, out of work musician. So I'm
Yep.
assuming yes.
Yeah,
go for
that
it. You're all,
kind of sounds like the same thing.
you're looking down next to his bed where he's made on the way out. Let's see if you can spot it amongst. There you go.
Hey. Yeah.
Apparently the rolls are not shown on the stream.
Oh, sorry
Interesting.
guys. Yeah, there we go.
Don't you worry, guys. We're doing great. We've all rolled sixes. Roll 20. There's something wrong with it.
Look, six, and a
Six, six.
Yeah, it's going really well. Maybe too well.
We're definitely gonna
Where
die.
it's, yeah, so I want to come crash. Well, you're right. Because when we start rolling for insanity, we're going to be rolling six, aren't we?
Yes.
So,
We're going so insane.
back out to the car then.
Well, we've got we need some mountaineering.
Yeah, you find that. Yeah, you got that booze, and you get out to the car.
So we're all just stealing something.
Taking a big old swig on that whiskey bottle because,
Because, yeah, that house is so
Holy
clean, and
shit.
that's not going to be a dirty bottle at all. You
listen,
Take a good swig.
yeah, there you go.
That's grim.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty fucked up shit.
Oh, you've
today.
probably just put some in your mouth as well. He's probably been winging that for 2 years.
Look, as long
The
as it's
alcohol
got,
burn
Here,
everywhere,
take it back.
you know?
as long as it's got,
he cooks in his bathroom. God knows
as
where
long
he
as
goes
it's
for
got a
wing.
proof, as long as it's got a proof, we're drinking it.
Grim. You just drank human wee.
As you're you're searching for stuff, Eddie. you see you're kind of looking back down the corridor, and as you're looking down, and yeah, you find that bottle and you grab it. You walk out, and you see a picture of somebody next to the bed, and it looks like a younger version of the coroner that you've variously searched for.
Oh.
And you look at it and you...
This is the coroner that he was referring to that had signed off all these...
Yeah, and you look at it and the picture just kind of... it changed. He looks young, but then it just kind of flicks in your eyes, and he looks like an old man, like just as you're staring at this, and it's just like, what the hell? And you're just looking at this, and did I see that? And you're just... But anyway,
okay. I could take a swig on this bottle of scotch.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it. I'm just because I don't really want everybody else to drink.
Sure. So you take a swig and you follow the rest of them out the house, and you and you hear him mumbling away, the guy.
Thanks for your help, detective.
Bye.
See ya. Never want to be ya.
Say that now. In a while, you're gonna wish you were Detective Wrigley.
Maybe for a role in a movie, but
maybe for just survival.
Well, I already got the dagger, so my percentage of survival is already gone a little bit up. Just a wee.
So, as we're leaving, I'll go. So the facts now have got a little bit more complicated. Now we're talking about supernatural spells, people burning bodies, mass murders, people coming from the future, the past, and people that don't age in like 60, 70 years, and doppelgangers.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
And we're supposed to stop this, apparently.
I'm not sure who to stop. Do we stop Brian or Ralph?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
One can't be without the other. Well, Ralph is the person who keeps getting these people to do the deeds, but we need to stop Brian before he does
Wrigley
whatever.
said we had to kill the jester. We've got to kill Brian.
Yeah, we need to stop him before he does a show.
We need to make sure we kill the right Ralph. And I just look at Eddie.
We're talking about killing somebody.
Well, I've only killed in movies, but...
So, okay, so the other solution to this right now is to go to the police. Hello, Mr. Policeman. We just discovered a plot where someone from the future comes to meet someone from the past, and he's causing some doppelgangers. Oh, and there's a mass spell that will make people laugh, which gives somebody ultimate powers and riches. And yeah, they're going to believe every word we say, yeah? Oh, and we have a glass dagger that will kill them.
And a medallion. That's magic.
It will protect us from their spells.
This sounds ridiculous.
That sounds perfectly normal. That sounds like something that will end you up in a nicely cushioned room with a very tight jacket.
So...
But we go and kill a celebrity. We're probably going to end up in exactly the same room.
We'll just be very clever about it, and we will kill the celebrity and Ralph, and then there'll be justice for Becca's death.
How are we supposed to kill people?
We've got a glass dagger.
I mean, as a dog walk celebrity, I'm pretty sure you've probably killed quite a few people in your time.
Wait, what?
No.
What's the logic behind that?
That's my point.
But
well, I kill people.
I've seen
in
it
movies.
Movies.
Yeah, but in real life, do you genuinely think, no matter how evil and how many things he has done, you can take somebody else's life?
But if we don't, then this thing carries on, and we've got the glass dagger. Maybe if we poke this dagger in him, he'll just poof into fresh air. There won't be no blood and guts, and because we're talking magic, and we've all seen Harry Potter and things like that. You just poof.
It's still taking someone's life.
But
Harry
is that
Potter
somebody?
is mostly made for children.
But is he real?
Well, we've seen him.
Oh,
I'm
maybe we
sure
can ask Becca.
Is he real, or is he the one from the future, or is he a doppelganger?
we don't know, but
Yes.
can you actually see yourself being the
Or
one
it-
to end it?
Well, one of us has got to do it.
If it is time travel, then it depends on what movie we would reference. I mean, if you go like Back to the Future, you can meet yourself.
Wait, let's
But
not
it-
go down the time travel route here, because if we're going to do that, we're going to be saying, but if we're going to do it, the person in the future is going to know that we're going to do it. And they're going to come back and stop us from doing it, and it's just going to get. Let's not go down that route right now.
No.
Yeah, but if you meet yourself like they say in Doctor Who, it would cause a lot of wrong things when you at least touch yourself. And you haven't touched your lookalike, did you?
Wait, what?
Not in a wrong way, like just a handshake could be enough.
I know we've seen some really weird things today, but you know,
I mean, if you just handshake yourself from a different time, there's going to be a paradox. You know? That's how they say it in Doctor Who.
I don't watch Doctor Who.
Seriously? It's awesome.
Doctor Who?
Exactly.
Right, this is just like. Yeah, we can't do the time travel thing because what this will end up being.
So what do you want to do? What are you going to do?
24 episodes.
What's your
I would
next?
love-
What's your
I
next
would
move?
like to
Fine.
go to the corner to find out what happened to all those famous comedians that suddenly aren't famous anymore and nobody apparently talks about.
Well, if the coroner has seen them, it obviously didn't end well for them.
Oh,
Exactly.
Can I quickly note that I wrote all the names down? By the way.
Yep.
Yep. I'm going to Google
Well,
them as well.
So let's go to the coroner's house.
And on the way, we can Google them all to find out.
Yeah, Google is your friend.
just how successful each of them were in their careers.
See what Wikipedia says about them.
Did we have
Yeah,
a name
because
for
that's
this
the
coroner?
biggest source of trustworthy information.
I get all my info from Wikipedia.
Did we get a name for the coroner?
You did.
I've got David Lee, or is that Becca's kind?
David Lee is indeed the coroner,
Oh,
and he is in Los Angeles. And you have an address on the internet, and you have a map and a location of the coroner's office.
Wow, that's very handy.
There was a picture of that coroner on the board.
There was.
Whoa. Okay, and we didn't think to ask him why there was a picture of the coroner on the board.
No, we did not.
Okay.
Well, he just assumed it, he did the coroner's
he
report,
told
you
us.
know?
He told us
He
to go
didn't
see.
look like Eddie, did he, the coroner?
No, but Eddie looked at him in a
yeah,
photograph
the different
that he
picture,
found,
and
and it just didn't look well.
Yeah, yeah. Eddie may
that was
not have.
that? Oh.
Yeah, Eddie may not have mentioned that because Eddie may not have believed it himself.
Mm.
Did you bring the picture with you, Eddie?
No,
So
no, I don't randomly take things from old people's houses.
you find yourself
I'm not a dog walker.
Take
having
things.
a night's rest and taking us into the next day. It takes quite late by the time you get back to your hotel, and you know, various fitful sleeps, dreams of falling, of appearing on stage without your trousers on.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
That really did happen to Eddie once. So that's more a memory.
Yeah, reliving past misdeeds. But you wake
I've
up
been
in the
on
morning
stage without any pants on, so
and you're ready to face another day.
Yes. Okay, so I guess we meet up in the morning.
yeah.
We gotta drive over to see the coroner.
I'd have Googled them all, by the
Do we
way.
need to make an appointment?
I'd have done some googly-woogling.
I guess Carrie with her newfound scroll might want to kind of make an appointment with the coroner for somebody.
She's on the
Yeah,
Tinder
I think the way to make an appointment with coroner is dying.
Yep.
So let's not make an appointment. Just go there.
I actually probably would attempt to contact them to see if, like, David is actually working.
Yeah, because when you're investigating, telling them you're coming always works. It prepares them to hide any evidence or stuff like that. I would say would just go. Not telling them anything, just
I'm
go.
not gonna suspect they would investigate.
Can I get an investigative type check if you're putting on your Hollywood charm as well that you've learned, and you can add a d6.
I'm generally just gonna like ask if they're in work, like just act like a relative or something, a word with him just to see if he's there. Not like I don't want to ask any questions over the phone. It genuinely just be to see like he's actually in work and at this address that we've got.
Yeah. And you get through to the receptionist, and yes, this is the office of Coroner Lee. He's not available just now. Can I ask who's calling and what it's regarding?
I just wish to speak with him about some reports.
Which department are you with?
Private investigator.
I don't know.
What's wrong? Kike out your tongue. Come on. It's a busy office here. What? Is the line bad? Hello?
I'm with. I don't know what.
Just say the police. Just say the police. Please.
Seven Oaks Department.
Thousand Oaks. No.
Yeah. Is that where we are?
No.
No,
Just
yeah.
LAPD.
If you have problems, give me the phone.
And yeah, so you say that, and well, just get yourself down here. If he's available, he'll see you. If he's not, he won't. Come on, you know the drill. And she hangs up.
What did he say?
I mean, he's there.
We might need
Whether
some
we'll be able
ID.
to get to see him.
I'm not sure. Do we have to have? Can public not gain coroner records then? Is it?
You arrive at the coroner's building as you're having these deep thoughts about the bureaucracy of the city. Armada! Thank you very much for this up. And you get into the building. You look at it, but it's a public building, so there's people coming and going all the time. And yeah, you're right. There's records that are there. There's a records office. There's stuff, and you approach this front desk, and there's an older looking lady behind it, and she's answering the phone, and things lighting up, and there's people dumping things on her desk and saying things, and she's doing the whole thing. It looks like it's a busy thoroughfare.
Yeah. Should we just go in? Talk to her?
Yeah. We just go up to the desk. And while she's busy on a phone call, we're just going to go, Dr. Lee, point in the direction of his office or whatever. And just nod. Dr. Lee?
Dr. Lee, there?
And she looks at you and she just screws up her finger and then she presses a couple of keys on the keyboard and taps off her headset. Yeah, yes, what can I do for you?
We're here for Dr. Lee.
But he's the state coroner.
Yes.
What business do you have with him? Let me see if he's even in today.
Police business.
He's a... take a seat.
No, we have to talk to him right now. It's police business. It's on a need-to-know basis.
Okay.
It's because of a very, very important case we're working on. So we need to talk with him.
Yeah, we definitely need... We need some sort of effect here.
I'm trying to put in my best acting chops here.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you're kind of pulling it from a scene where you were working in.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me 2d6. Let's see how well you can do here. You're not in any... The 6s keep on coming.
Yeah, damn. Why am I not rolling that good in D&D?
And, yeah, you know, you're not in any... You're not like you're here. It's fine. For now. And yeah, she's like, oh, listen, it's down the office, round the back hall, down 3 flights of stairs, go to the lift there, the other one's out, the stairs are gone, so you have to go up the back lift, the back lift will take you up to the 3rd floor, the 3rd floor you walk through straight forward and turn left, and that's where his office is.
Thank you.
3rd floor. That's what I got out of that.
And I just walk that way. Come on, guys.
Yep.
And somehow I exactly knew what she was saying, and I walked there.
Yeah, that's fair. So you go down the lift and upstairs and turn left, and you find yourself in front of his office, and yeah, he's...
While there's no one around, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't get an Emmy for that. That was one of my best performances ever.
Yeah, you do realise impersonating a police officer is a crime. But I suppose we're going to murder somebody, so I guess...
Yeah, we'll just add it to the record.
So you knock at the door, and there's an office that you go into, and it's quieter, and there's somebody at the front desk, and she says, yeah, take a seat, please.
Dr. Lee?
He's busy downstairs at the moment, but if you just want to take a quick seat, he'll be along very soon.
Okay.
And it's nice. It's a quiet, it's old. It's quite a smallish room, but there's a view outside. You're reasonably high up. It's airy. It's cool, and there's seats, kind of nice with a jug of water on it. It looks like it's designed to meet for meetings and such, informal meetings. So it's comfortable enough. And yeah.
I hear Dr. Lee is quite experienced.
Oh, yes. He's seen it all. He's down with a case just now, actually. Terrible car incident. Anyway, yeah, he'll be due back in about 20 minutes.
I guess we're going to sit and wait.
We can have a wee.
Have a break in the break.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So we'll have a quick 10-minute break, guys. It's just about 11 o'clock, so we'll be back just after 11 o'clock will be our time. So in 10 minutes' time, we shall return onto your screens. Don't go anywhere other than downstairs or wherever you need to go to get a nice cup of tea, coffee, McFlurry, whatever it happens to be.
I'll get McFlurries.
We'll be right back. Cheers.
Bye.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello?
Hi.
We're back.
Back in business.
Okay. So you've been at the coroner's office, waiting. It's been about 20 minutes passes. Nobody shows.
Not again.
What?
While I'm sitting here, can I Google all the dead people?
Yep.
I mean, it's a perfect place for it in a coroner's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedians, various that passed away from
Deceased.
natural causes
No, well, actually more
or
unnatural.
accidents. Yep. All. And as you're doing that,
Is there any left alive off that list? Any?
there are some that you can't find information about. They could be alive, you know, but they're the ones that you do find. They're definitely dead.
Natural causes?
Oh yeah, everyone something. Couple
Mundane.
suicides, car accident.
Those aren't natural causes.
Anyone? Any of them just died of old age?
Yeah. Peacefully.
No, not the ones that you find. There's some that you can't account for. Maybe they did. Maybe they're the ones who lived out a fulfilling existence all the way to the end.
Wikipedia would have told us that. Then.
Yeah, comedians, successful comedians too. And it's about 10 minutes into that search that somebody walks in. And you see looks about, I don't know, 30 odds. Looks pretty young.
Does he look like somebody off of the photograph? Wrigley's.
Yeah, and he does. Connor, have you still got the medallion on you?
Yeah. I got the medallion and the dagger.
Who's standing next to him? Who's standing next to you, Connor? Who's standing next to Connor?
I don't know.
Me? I want to die. Don't want to die.
We're all standing around.
Yeah, we're all stood,
you're in a circle,
we're suddenly
so-
stood like that next to him
Yeah.
now.
Standing there like a huddle.
So, Connor, you see somebody walking in who looks even older than Wrigley, you know, in terms of age.
Wait.
This guy is absolutely
Ancient.
ancient, and not only that, his eyes are wrong. They don't fit in his body properly. His skin is folding and just like this, and he just everything about him is just not right. He looks old, but he looks something else other than old. He looks like he's almost kind of, I don't know, not quite stitched
Zombified.
together. Yeah, not quite stitched together, but yeah, like just not. He's not right.
Patchwork man.
Kind of in that line, yeah.
Everyone is seeing me like really going back in my seat, like
Yeah.
really scared.
You guys see somebody that's maybe just, 10 or so years older than some of you guys.
Dr. Lee, I presume.
Yes.
Trying to
Yes.
find the dagger.
When you hear that, you hear just like a youngish sounding, healthy American voice. Connor, you hear an old, crackling, broken voice that is barely able to sound like it's got enough air behind it to project any volume.
Can I just say, in the interest of fucking over another player,
Carrie was sitting next to me,
have to
right?
make an insight roll.
Carrie was sitting next to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm like to her.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, there's something definitely off about this guy. I definitely think an insight roll is appropriate at this point.
I'm next to him, so do I see the old thing?
Well, no.
Oh, hold on a sec.
I am trying to touch you and like.
Okay. 2 secs.
Okay.
Just throw Keith out. God, my cats are being knobs.
So yeah, you try and get Carrie's attention, and you feel. Yeah.
I lean over to him and sort of say, "What's up?"
Can I get an insight check, please, from Connor?
Oh. An insight check. Oh no.
Yeah, this.
My insight is already bad.
You're okay. You make it.
But as soon as I'm able to grab Carrie's hand, I want to make the hand touch the amulet, hoping that it might work with the magic, that she might see what I see.
And do I?
No, nothing happens. You're just looking at Connor behaving very, very strange.
What's the matter?
I'm trying to take the amulet off.
And you
Do
still
I see?
You still see this guy, this kind of really old.
I'm
man.
putting the amulet around Carrie, hoping it works.
Yeah. Connor puts this thing over your head, and you are fine for now. Who knows what will happen? So you continue to, and this person walks in, and he just looks at you, and he takes some papers off the desk, and walks into his office, the next room on. He doesn't say anything to you. He just walks past you.
Connor, what is wrong with you?
How ancient was that guy?
Ancient?
That's a bit rude. He's no more older than any of us.
It wasn't like his face wasn't even accurate. The beard. What?
What did you say? What's going on?
Seriously? He was like 30 years old. If.
More like 30,000.
Is that why you were giving me this strange necklace?
I'm thinking that the cop was right. That protects you from magic, but apparently it only works. Maybe it works like. Wait. I play D&D. When you use a magical item in D&D, you sometimes need to attune to it. I haven't taken this amulet off all night. So maybe that's the reason why I can see it now and you guys can't.
Okay.
Huh?
I look around. Is there a woman sat at the desk listening to this conversation?
She's just typing away quite the thing.
All right.
And then the intercom goes, and you just hear the young voice again, except for Connor, who hears this kind of noisy voice. It's all kind of just broken up. Sounds horrible. But yeah, it's just basically who ready to see the police, send them in kind of thing. And she turns around and says, Dr. Lee, we'll see you now.
Just get up and say, oh, thank you very much, and drag Connor.
Yeah.
Just sort yourself out.
Yeah,
Come on,
man.
now, calm
D&D's
down.
for nerds.
I'll try. I've seen stranger shit in makeup, but okay, I'm ready.
Yes. Letters.
He looks he's behind his desk and he's busy in paperwork, and he looks up as you come in. He looks like quite a young guy. He's maybe kept himself in good shape. He looks up, he isn't wearing glasses, and well dressed in a suit with a shirt and tie, and looks up and says, I don't have an appointment. How can I help you? And he kind of seems a bit, put out by you being here.
We're associates of Detective Wrigley. Does he react?
Yes, and you're with who exactly? And you can tell he's got this kind of irritated tone to his voice.
I'm gonna level with you. We're not with the police, but like I say, we're associates of Detective Wrigley, and he suggested that we speak to you. You might be able to answer a few questions for us.
Listen,
We want to know if there's something that you've seen with old medians that died. If there was anything weird about their bodies. Trying to
Formed.
bodies.
keep it all.
You really aren't making any sense. Maybe you'd like to come back at some time when you've had a chance to think about what it is you're trying to say.
Well,
Look, we've got a list of comedians.
Names, right?
A list of comedians that apparently you performed autopsies on. We were just wondering whether there was anything suspicious about, or anything unusual about the way that they died. There's just a few names. That's all, and we'll be out of your hair.
And he looks at you and says, comedians. I think we know where the comedians are in this room.
Innocent, for example.
Are you trying to be funny? Or do you actually have some business in the coroner's office?
Well, yeah.
Are all the records of the autopsies and things that you have done on people in the public domain downstairs in the records office?
You could
I'm
ask an
speaking to
administrator that question. What is wrong with you, sir? Are you okay? And he's looking at Connor.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm trying to keep it straight. And while we're talking, I'm secretly trying to take a picture of him without a flash to see if the picture will be the same as how I see him.
Okay, so you take your phone out and you take a photograph of him and you look at it, and you look at this old young, and you're looking at it and your brain tells you something that isn't right, and you have real difficulties focusing on the picture. it doesn't seem to resolve to anything. You're just looking at this and it's like it hasn't worked, but it's not blurry. You're just looking at it going, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't look like it's old, it's young, it's what?
We
And
look
then
at
your
his
mind-
phone. What do we see?
I don't know.
Are you going to do
going
that
to
in
show
front of this guy?
who's closest to me now. I think still Gary, right?
Okay, but yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Gary, what do you make out of this?
Yeah, and you look at the picture, and it flickers between this young person you're seeing in front of you and this older person, and as you do that, you look up at him to compare, and you see this old, withered. Now you've seen this person already in this room, so I would definitely like you to make a roll of some description. Because you've just had some insight that I think is very peculiar, and it's all triggered thanks to.
There you go.
Ah, nice. Another 6.
No. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? When you get to 6 in an insight roll.
I know she goes up to 4,
one?
right?
Uh-huh.
Is there something I can't remember? Is there something
Yeah.
else? Something more interesting? Oh,
Yeah.
If you see something,
Oh, you're
disturbing,
gonna have
roll
some
the
insane
D6. If you roll
insight.
equal or lower than your insight, you describe keeping it together. If you roll higher, add 1 to your insight and describe your fear.
okay. Yeah, I think you're thinking about if you're doing an investigation
That's true.
and you glimpse something beyond.
That's true.
not-
I am. Yeah. But still, you definitely do gain a point of insight there, and it
fear.
adds to your overall uneasiness about the situation. You're now looking at somebody who is exceptionally old, and it's not.
I just go.
And he's
carry on.
changed in front of you. It's like from looking at that photograph, you saw it kind of flicker in and out of existence, and then you looked up at him and it just resolved. You know, like one of those CNI pictures, you just suddenly get to look through it and you get the full picture.
I'm like, I just literally turn around and say to the others, "What the fuck?"
Told you.
I just what the fuck, and I just turn around and I'll say to him, "How old are you?"
And he looks at you quizzically. That's just not a question that you ask people when you walk into their office. I think he's actually.
I see you. I see you. I see you. I really see you.
Okay. All right.
While you're doing that, I'm like, Eddie, come here. What do you see? And I'll show him the picture.
I'm not looking at no picture because I was talking to the guy.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
thinking.
literally
I was
standing
kind of
there
out.
shouting at him, going, "I see you. I see who you really
Okay.
are."
Let's get.
What are you talking about?
Eddie,
You've gone.
What do you see?
Let me get me some. You're trying to you're basically trying to scare this guy or intimidate him or whatever.
Oh yeah, he don't care. He's like that.
Yeah. But you are being violent towards him.
Yeah.
And then he looks at you for a while. And he just kind of looks at the rest of you, and he looks at Eddie, and you see him squeeze his eyes together a bit, like he's, like squinting at you, and just kind of, and then he stops looking at, and he looks up at you shouting.
I'm really sorry, Dr. Lee. I'm really sorry. Carrie, what the hell are you talking about? Just calm down.
For fuck's sake. I think we've just been told, and the last thing, this guy's fucking ancient and there's some fucking spell on it.
2 of us notice it.
Where's that glass dagger?
Oh.
And then when you do that, when you say that to him, he begins to weep. He begins to sob, and you see this, Dee and Eddie. You see him. He starts to cry.
What's going on?
You're
I
upset.
swear nobody's going to hurt you, Dr. Lee. Nobody here wants to hurt you. We just want to know what's going on.
We need answers.
listen, it's. Don't hurt me, and
If you help us, we
how
will
did
not
you
hurt
know?
you.
How did you know? And he's sobbing through these words.
Well, I don't know how it works, but I immediately, when you came into the room, I saw you were an old man. Older than humanly possible.
How old are you?
And he's just sobbing in his hands, and he looks up, and I don't know. It's Raph. Aries. He keeps me like this. And he's still, he's caught words between sobbing. He's
What?
Like, he keeps me like this. He does this to me. I can't listen. They're always watching. They're always there. Nobody can see me like this. You have to go.
Wait, can you tell us what Ralph is? And yes, I'm making this question the right way.
He's bad. He's dark. Listen, if he knows that you know, he'll come for you, and he'll make me do things when you die, and he'll make me. He tells me, he stops me from telling the truth. He says that I know that as bad as it would be if I am uncovered, anything that even that isn't as bad. I'll be finished, but that's not as bad as what he could do to me. Look at me properly, and he looks at the two of you, and that he can, that he's shouting, and he says, just, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to.
Nobody wants to be like that. I mean,
Why does he keep you like this? What's he doing? What's did he make you do something to people like Kinnersman?
He kind of shakes his head. I just wanted to be successful. I wanted this job. I wanted this office. I wanted the things, and I made a deal with the devil. And he's still crying as he's saying this.
So you're saying Ralph is the devil? Is that what you're actually saying?
That's just a figure of speech, right?
What else? What else could he be? Look at me.
Yeah, that is not normal. I mean, no, that's. I'm having quite the difficulty of looking at you. I mean, ew.
I take the amulet off and pass it over to whoever stood next to me.
And I pass it on.
It's all very well you feeling sorry for yourself right now. You did a deal with somebody, so basically you have covered up killings for many a year. Then is that what you're saying to us? You've lied on coroner form. We know what's going on. It's something to do with comedians, wealth, prosperity, and spells.
Look, I can't say anything. You have to go. If he knows that I'm here, that you're here and asking, and you can see me like this, then.
What can you tell us the cookies will go?
I can't. He's too powerful. He'll. No, I can't. And he begins
we
to
want to
cry.
stop his power. We want to stop his power, and we're going to.
Again, is this able to stop him? Do you know anything about that?
And he looks up and he goes, I don't know. Listen, I knew something was up. I knew he wasn't right. At first he gave me what I wanted, and then I had to start getting back into it. Listen, I need to be going. I need to freshen up and get to my next appointment. I can't miss it. And he stands up and he says, "Look, where
the guy will still lay there in an hour. I mean, they're all dead. So
what are your where can I find you? Where are you staying?"
I say we'll meet you at such and such bar after work. I'm not giving him where we're staying.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
So yeah. And he nods and says, "Well, we can just meet there." And he gets up to move past you and walk out of the room. Interestingly, Eddie and Dee, you see him crying, but you don't see anything on his face. He doesn't look like he's been crying. You hear it, you saw it, but to you it just looked totally like insincere, fake Hollywood tears.
Crocodile tears.
But you guys that had the amulet on you for that sort of time, his face was just, you could see it. His eyes just and tears and red and puffed out and just complete mess. And he walks past you and out, and he says, and the secretary says, "If you could please exit the office, thank you. The appointment's over." And she stands at the door watching you.
Yeah, it looks weird.
we go out.
What? Every successful person in LA, they've done a deal with. They've done a deal with Ralph Aries, and I'm looking at Connor.
No, I did it all with hard work and a lot of late nights.
So, comedians,
And
they
I'm not a
might be
comedian.
the only ones that don't make it. Like, or this is just the current flavor that Ralph is going with.
Yeah,
He's
well,
using this coroner for something, though. That's why he's keeping him alive. That's
Yeah, to say that all these deaths are suicides when they're not.
yeah, I'm really starting to think that this Ralph guy is like some kind of devil that makes you think or hear stuff in your head that, I mean, you guys remember when we were at the place of death where where she was killed,
yeah.
Rebecca was killed. When I touched those runes, you guys told me that I was just trying to walk off of the balcony.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't make a deal with any guy, but maybe something like that happened to those comedians. They just lost control over themselves and did something.
Maybe the deal is that it's only for a limited time anyway.
Yeah, I think if you keep giving him power, he'll probably stay in favor. And once you stop, or want to do something different, I guess the deal's no longer valid.
So you're walking down the corridor of the building as you're saying this, and you get to the front. And some time passes in the day as you're having the conversation, you're trying to work it all out, and you find yourself at the bar. And you walk in to the bar, sit down, get a drink.
Or give me your strongest stuff.
Yeah.
The conversation's kind of going on. You've been talking about this for a few hours now, and as you're doing it, excuse me, a courier walks in with a box, and he looks around and he spots you, and he walks over to you and he says, "This is for you. I was told to deliver to a group of 4. You meet the descriptions? I need no signature. I just deliver." And he puts it in front of you.
Who's it from?
A note is in the box. And he just walks off.
Oh.
I
Is there
know we
anything
need to
written on the
open it, but I'm kind of afraid to open it.
We don't open it here in the middle of this bar.
Well,
Is it
I don't-
ticking?
do I hear ticking?
No ticking.
No ticking. No.
Slightly paranoid there.
Yeah, well, yeah. We've seen some crazy shit. Well,
Big is this box?
I
Is
think
it like
It's like
big
a-
enough for
big
Gwyneth
whiskey and
Paltrow's head?
It's a box of paper. It's
go
like a paper, 5 reams of paper size box.
Oh.
A4 or legal?
It's letter. It's America.
I'm not looking in the box.
I'm gonna take the lid off. the box.
Woohoo!
here.
There are 20. There are folders stacked in there, and on top of that,
Oh my god!
there's a. On top of that, there's a VHS tape and a cassette tape, and there's an envelope, and on the envelope is written Lancaster on the from faded letters, and there's a note, and it says, "Forgive me," and it's signed Lee.
I'll read that note and I'll to one of the others. And I'll examine the video cassette. Is there a label? Just a.
Wait. What is that?
No.
It's a thing people used to watch film on.
Really?
And this is a cassette tape. I only know this because my car still uses them.
Well, I know what they are, but Connor is only like 28, so he.
Hey, my kids are older than that. They know what video.
you raised him like that.
Yeah.
I
It's all those things. And as you look through all of the files, you see that there's cases that broadly correspond to the cases that you've seen within the detective's house. And in each case, the coroner for them was David Lee. The film shows a 3-minute clip of a comedian. It looks to be sometime in the 60s. He's on stage performing. It starts wide and you see a large crowd doubled over with laughter. And then it focuses in slowly on the comedian's mouth, which is clearly reciting some form of repetitive incantation. The 46-minute cassette tape, which you listened to in Eddie's car, has only a 3-minute interview with the man. You would rightfully assume it was Lancaster. During the interview, he can barely be heard. Barely But sounds, and don't know if it's going to work.
Lang.
Let me. Can I?
Who was Lancaster again?
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
That's not going to help.
Was he on the
name.
list of names that we got?
Yeah.
Wrigley.
Damn it. Anyway, so there's a interview that basically, as you try and listen to it, Lancaster sounds incredibly agitated, as if he's on drugs. He's speaking quickly. He repeats himself. He's often coughing. The interview itself is confusing. It's clear that he's trying to make some sort of confession. He admits to killing many people by just saying words. He says that he has made a deal with the devil. He doesn't say who the devil is, but just a guy. But he's from the future. He was told that if he kills enough people, he will become immortal. But now, he doesn't want to do that. If he dies, then he'll just be giving more power to the guy, the devil, from the future. He's trying to turn himself in. He's trying to make things right. He wants to be put away so he doesn't harm any more people. He gets agitated when he's told no, he won't be arrested, and that he can go. He freaks out, and the tape ends.
What are the things you're gonna do, Eddie? Or aren't you the guy that's traveling back in time to do this all? I'm confused.
You're the successful one.
Yeah, by hard work.
So you say.
Yeah.
So that guy just admitted to all the murders, and they just.
This
let
is
him
a. Is this tape? Is it? Is this a police interview? And they just let him go.
go. He just admitted to murdering people, whether he mentioned the devil or not. He admitted to killing people, and they let him go.
Why?
It's like a madman.
These things normally only happen in movies. But I haven't signed a contract to play in this one.
Somebody came up to you on the street and said, "I murdered somebody" with words.
Sorry, interview room 2, October 28th.
Well, sometimes I do get the
hear
feeling that
that.
someone talks too much and then he
Fine.
just talks me to death, but
Bobby,
not like
Robert
that.
Lancaster,
It sounded crazy, but
comedian.
Hey, I can hear something.
I want you to arrest me for murder.
Oh,
I'm a
cool.
murderer, and I want you to arrest me before I kill again. I killed a couple bums from the train station. There's a hooker last week, and there's a really nice waitress from the diner.
And tell us, how did you kill them?
All right. Well, I memorized this thing like it's like a spell, and I cast this spell, and I say these words while I think about the person I'm talking to, think about their energy, their life being. I concentrate on bringing it to me, and then there's this bright light, and when I open my eyes, they're dead.
And that,
What do you mean?
don't you make your hands or anything? Or use the wand or something?
This isn't funny. I'm killing people, turning them into charred corpses. I need you to arrest me.
Right. Bobby. Sorry. Go on. Where are you getting from?
From the devil.
You soul
Yeah, pretty much.
for ourselves. Well,
A joke.
that's right. You're a comedian. You must have been pretty good at that.
Well, it was. If I kill enough people, I will become immortal. But now I don't want to be immortal. I just want to be done.
So that's
Yes.
put you in jail for making a deal with the devil.
Yes.
Just curious what saves the trouble.
If I die, then the power goes to the devil.
So that's the devil. Where did you meet?
That's some party. Why does it matter?
Well, if he's in pulling the strings, it does matter. Is he a name?
Well, yeah, it's. Well, no, I don't remember his name. Why don't I remember his name? Why? It's like there's a spell cast on me. It's
Right, okay. Well, where did the story come from?
from the future. It came from the future.
Okay, so he's a time traveler as well. And if you kill yourself, you'll get your power. Then what will happen?
I don't know. The end of the world. It doesn't matter. Just arrest me. Just arrest me.
You sure?
Yes, arrest me.
Sure thing.
Arrest me.
Wow.
Wow.
That is, well, even though it was a theory that I said, it sounds like it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So basically, if they die, the devil becomes more powerful.
Ralph.
Yeah.
But equally, is it a win-win really? Because if they die, it becomes more powerful. But the more people that they kill, and the more
Or maybe no.
people that they kill with their laughter makes him more powerful. But he needs to have somebody doing that all the time. So it seems to be like a
Or is it more a case of people like Tobler, they become more powerful the more people that they kill, and then when they eventually die somehow, that power then goes to Ralph.
Yeah.
And maybe he's killing these guys off, the comedian off himself. Maybe that's the deal.
Isn't
So
that
all
what
the-
I said yesterday? I mean, I know it was just a theory, but it sounds like it. I just took it from a movie, like an old script that I read sometimes, and it sounds like it's actually happening.
Could be.
We need to stop this guy.
wow.
But Wrigley was saying we had to kill Tobler. Kill Tobler. That Ares more powerful. So we
Yes.
don't want to Tob.
But how? We need to stop him from attending.
He won't be making his
Oh. What is it? The bowl?
Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if we
weekend.
kill him before then, he'll be less powerful. If we kill 17,600 people.
That's an awfully specific number.
Bit of googly woogly.
Even if you did that, how would he even get away with that amount of people? Saying that he wouldn't even care, would he? If
You're
he
back
did-
in
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
hotel
wait,
as
wait.
You're having the discussion. You've driven back. And it's got late. And you're having a discussion quietly in somebody's room.
Just as a thought. Right. Comedian. Devil. Bargain. Power. Money. People in the audience aren't dying, are they? If a comedian was to give a show and then 200 people died during the show, I think there might be a little bit of media speculation about
That
that.
would be too obvious.
But
What
if
if,
you
what if there was
remember-
an accident? What if there was accident during the show?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, so maybe this time he's going to do something like
Burn the
big.
whole place down.
Yeah, but previously there hasn't been like historical events when these comedians. I'll Google it.
No, that's right. But he's been killing people because we found all the goddamn bodies down in his little murder hole, didn't
So
we?
yes, so that's
Almost
Brian's
part of that
murders.
murder hole.
Yeah. So does that mean that either all the other Wait, who did Brian buy the house off?
Well, I
Are
was
you telling me
thinking-
that you think one of the Marx brothers would have been?
Was it Marx Brothers?
Yes.
It was
Groucho.
their house, but I don't think he bought it off them. But it was, notably one of their houses. So yeah.
What? Just check the list. Marx Brothers.
Charlie Chaplin.
What if, with the power part, it is true? What makes a comedian? Making people laugh. So in a way, laughter is what a comedian needs for power. If they don't have laughter, they're not a comedian.
But I think the sacrifices and the deaths are being lured to their pits and killed and burnt and thrown into the thing.
But does that sacrifice need to be during their
That doesn't make
performance?
sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I
There would
don't
be
think
some.
so.
No.
is that right? I mean, if you think about it, we
No,
found
my
like
head
you s-
hurts.
we found all the bodies down in the murder hole.
They sacrifice them in the murder holes,
R-
aren't they?
But the police found Becca's body, or the remains of it, in her apartment.
Yeah, I think she was done because she had suspected.
Why is a laptop down in the murder hole?
Because he took it as evidence, just thrown it down.
He
Just to
might
get rid of it.
he might
Yeah.
took it to get rid of it, yeah. Because
she was
like he
got rid
said,
of.
he needs to
Why don't you just go drop it in
think
the ocean?
of the person he wants dead, and then say those in that incantation, and then that person dies.
They burnt it. That's police.
Yeah, well, he sees when he looks at it and he does it, he sees a bright light, and then they're dead. What if he just uses the incantation, thinks of the person, but not actually seeing the person? Would it happen from like when they're like miles away?
I doubt it. Going off most lore about magic,
Wait,
kind of have to be
Isn't
there.
it like something like Death Note? But instead of writing a name in a book and then think of how he dies, just think of it and say the incantation?
If we are dealing with the devil, I don't think he would give that power away. They would have
My-
to face who they're killing.
Well, that's why he is always nearby, to keep an eye on the person using that power.
Remember what
My
happened in the
theory-
garage?
my theory, they give them the spell, makes people laugh. But when they're on stage, the spell is making people laugh, which gives them notoriety.
Variety.
Yeah. They become famous, they get the wealth, they get all the shows. So the people in the audience aren't actually laughing at their jokes. They laugh because they're sort of like almost hypnotized, and the spell is given to them, so they laugh and stuff like that. But in
Yeah, they're not the
order
ones
to
that
get the spell, they have to murder
kill
people and put them in the murder holes, which is where what's his face gets the power from. So it's not to do with the laughter. There's not people dying when they're on stage. He gives them that spell to have that. So people think they're the most hilarious thing, but if we were to like watch it, we would see the rubbish. It's the worst.
If you remember, we watched a video.
And the mouth was doing that funny thing.
It was like we blacked out for a minute, and
You
the
guys
feeling
did.
afterwards.
You guys blacked out while watching that video. I didn't even thought the jokes were funny. I was like, what kind of idiotic thing is this? How do you think this is funny? And you guys were just like
Imagine that on a grand
hypnotized
scale,
or
how
something.
many people would actually still would be affected? How many people would essentially blackout and the laughter, as you said, is the power. It's their essence. Because I remember feeling absolutely awful just after watching them couple of minutes, and that was just on a YouTube. Never mind in person.
Yeah. And apparently it doesn't affect everyone, because I wasn't affected, but you guys were somehow.
But they don't care, do they? Because as long as they get the famous, the money, the wealth, become
Yeah.
a top comedian. But in order to get that, they've got to kill people for him.
Yeah, well, we need to stop him
No,
from
they
killing
need
more
to-
people.
They need to kill people to make that spell work. To get the left.
So do we think he needs to kill someone every time to get the spell? So like,
Maybe before every
would he
show.
need-
So maybe he's going to try and kill a lot more people to become.
Yeah.
especially
Maybe the
because
kill
you-
person gives the power to the spell for a specific amount of time or something. So you have to redo it every now and again to energize the spell.
It makes sense. 'Cause was he at a show when we first came down from Becca's funeral?
Yeah, I believe so.
He was in New York.
So either he's
He was doing a
already-
show in New York.
Yeah. So the chances he's already killed, or he is going to sacrifice
Or
him.
it's still, like I said, it works from a distance. He did that, the killing incantation in New York by thinking about Becca.
Guys, give me. You guys are all thinking about this heavily. Please give me just a d6. Give me a d6 roll. I want to see who puts the final pieces together. Oh, you've all rolled so well. There was no sixes. Carrie, it's you put the pieces together. The last piece that you're missing. The time in the garage. You saw this because you kind of, I don't know, you were running out the room at the time when it happened. But the markings on the wall were the same as the markings on Becca's apartment in the garage. And if you remember, there was applause as Tobler walked out of the wall, and you'd booked it, but then I guess you'd heard about what other people had said, and you put the pieces together. He can travel through space by the means of this, and it dawns on you. It just clicks in your brain as you're hearing Connor talking, and Dora and Eddie, and this idea just falls on you that he's actually able to move very quickly, because he was in New York, and then he was in your garage, or he's in the garage with you guys.
Yeah, he was there pretty sudden.
And because you rolled a 5, nothing bad happens. That's a perfect number.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the last piece of the puzzle, and you've pretty much nailed everything else. You've got a good understanding. So what do you do next? And do you want to keep playing a little bit longer to do the thing that you're going to do next?
I don't know what we're going to do next, so maybe call it, and while we try and work out what we are going to do next.
Or if it's just one more thing and then the story ends.
It's. I mean, you're getting. You've pretty much. Can you not sense it? I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to call it. That's fine. If you're late and it's tired.
It depends whether we've got
So you're
another.
going to put the markings on the wall so we can go to him, use the markings, and then go and stab him with the glass thingy.
But we don't want to kill.
No, we want to kill Ralph.
Ralph, Harry. If you kill Tobler, his power goes to Ralph.
But Ralph is always near Tobler.
We need to confront that.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to keep going, or do you want to stop?
I would love to keep going if it at least
Yeah,
if
I
we're
think
close to the end.
you've pretty much got a sense you at that session you just there around the table as you were talking around in the hotel. You were spending a good amount of time on it. You'd put all the pieces together. I think you've probably got. I don't think you've come to some sort of conclusion.
So yeah, he is able to use words by killing someone from a distance. That's how. What's her name? Becca died.
No,
Not that part.
that's not what. That's
No,
the one
the-
bit that you've
He's
got.
using
That's,
he's using the glyphs to travel.
that's the bit that carries you
and he
together.
can get. So he got to Becca's apartment, killed her in the apartment. He just got there.
Go back to New
Used
York.
used the spell to that, where everything goes white and people, and then left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But if we want to use the markings ourselves to travel, when I touched the markings, I somehow blacked out and almost killed myself.
That may be because you didn't create the markings. That might be like a defense mechanism. If you don't
Maybe.
create it, you can't use it.
Or
maybe if we do the
prevent
markings,
you from
he will
following.
come to us. He'll just appear. If we do the markings, he may summon him.
Oh, yeah, that's.
So
Yeah,
Well,
so
wait a minute. Why don't we just drive back to? We go into back to the house.
Back to
Well,
Becca's house.
No, back to Brian's house,
Where the death pit is.
where the and where the page. It's when we were looking at the page. It's when he came through the.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea. I have the dagger now, so.
And we have the charm, so you can resist the spell.
And the scroll.
But
Let's do that. I think that's the best thing to do. Go to his house. Try to lure him there.
Would he not already be at his house?
yep. You're talking about the one out in
yeah, the one where with
the
the
mountains.
yeah.
Where
We
he
know how to-
appeared to us.
Well, it's
Yeah.
late at night. The roads will be pretty quiet. You probably get there in a couple hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. We need to do this. It is truly the work of the devil.
Wrigley
then-
said we needed to kill the jester, but from what I can if we kill.
Yeah, well. Yeah, if we kill the one using the power goes to the devil. But they were never killed by this dagger, which, according to Wrigley, would kill the devil. Maybe it will not transfer the power to him, but leave it in the blade. That's why it's hollow.
Quite a leap of logic. I mean, maybe.
He said it will kill them, not the devil. But because I think, like you said, I think it is right that the power doesn't get transferred. Because every other time they died, it could have been the coroner saying it was suicide or an accident. when
Yeah,
actually-
it was an unnatural cause.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's
So you're having this
Let's do-
conversation as you're driving along in the car.
Yeah.
And Peter. the
How do we know that
conversation-
Wrigley's?
And
Well,
you,
he
you
had the
arrive-
most proofs with research and stuff, so he's been researching this for years.
So yeah, you find yourself back at this house where those things happened and you were imprisoned. You get back and drive. You repeat you jump over the gate. You know how it works now. You jump over
And also, in the car, I wanted to give Didi and Eddie a few times with the amulet and holding the photo of Lee to see if they change so that they also have that sight. So at least that's on the same level.
Yeah, interesting. So if you take them up on that, basically you hold this amulet and you look down at the picture, and it just looks like a picture of a young guy, same young guy that you saw, rather annoyed, perturbed, frustrated looking person. And it depends who's going to keep the amulet once you're holding it.
I've been keeping it all this time, but
Okay, yeah, so you've kept it, Connor. So yeah, it just doesn't seem to have the same effect when you're out with that. You're not near the person. It doesn't seem to do the same thing to them that it did.
Okay,
Strange.
Connor, I think this is not working the same way with us. You need to take the amulet and the dagger, and you're the one that's going to have to kill him.
oh boy.
You're walking up the. No, in fact, you've driven up, haven't you? And you've parked outside the house, and much as it was before, it is. The lights are off. You make your way around the back, climb up on the roof. A little bit harder this time to get yourself in, but you manage, and you keep look out for the statues of the dogs, and you shine torches on them, and the hyenas are there in the corridor dark, and you sneak through into the garage, and you're standing there once again looking at the glass case in the middle of the room.
Holding the dagger.
Right. Maybe you could stand near the the drawing, so that when he steps through,
Surprise attack.
Yeah. There, right? Yeah.
yeah, I think it's about
Not
right.
not moving still.
We're in the garage, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it was the room that. Yeah, I want to get. Are there any tools in the garage? I just need something heavy.
Something to look menacing, just like like we can look menacing at all, but you know.
Kitchen knives was the best you can find.
I'll just hammer or
No,
something.
Bush.
Yeah, there's a bike. There's stuff for a bike kit, but there's not a lot in here.
It just has to be kind of reasonably heavy and blunt.
How about you take off like one of the shelves, and you lift off one of the arms, and it's this big metal thing with a heavy kind of weight, and you lift up.
Yeah, like a bracket.
A tire iron or something like that. kind of
Yes,
thing,
that's
a
fine.
bracket.
Tire iron,
Yeah.
fine.
There we go. Right.
So when we go into the room with the glass case, Connor's and himself near the drawing. I'm going to take the tire iron to the glass where it's containing the page, smash it into tiny pieces. Now wait.
Yeah. And
then when as soon as I've got through the case, I'm going to take that little bit of paper.
yeah. A minute passes, and once again, as before, there's a smell of
Cheering.
sulphur in the air first of all, and then you hear a humming noise, a buzzing, which the buzzing then turns into the cheer, the clap of applause.
Yeah. Can I tear this paper into tiny little pieces? At that,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because I know that it's written. They remembers it. They remember. But
Yeah.
maybe they can stop passing. He's obviously means something to him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
And he the light flashes the applause, and you see him once again walking through with these arms outstretched, and he's talking, and his mouth is moving, and he takes his first step out. You see the leg appear from out with the wall. You see his body appearing in the light, and the silhouette in this very bright light. And then his body is all the way through, and he's actually talking. You can see his mouth moving, and he's already started to talk. So, Connor, what do you do?
Well, I'm really not like, come on, you can do it. You've killed people in movies. You can do this. And I go for it.
Okay. So, you bring this dagger down onto his shoulder, and just in time as well, because you were starting to hear his voice recite this, and you're able to just shake that off. Connor, I think we need to have a check for you here. I think your stability is being brought into question as you try to murder somebody. I think anybody who is observing this, watching somebody being murdered, I think you are probably all affected by that as well. If you feel that you're watching it and you're there, or whether you turn away, that's your call. But yeah, Connor, your insight here is potentially going to take a bit of a hammering.
Okay. So I need to roll.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah. Oh.
And let's-
Okay.
It turns out he does have a talent for murder.
So you're
Murder.
now on 5, and the rules when you get to 5 are quite interesting, because you can now start to recover your insight, which is in the bottom right of the sheet, and you can find out about that there. But basically, you can destroy things that have caused you to lose that insight. So you need to do something. If you want to, you can do something to try that. But basically, your attack is successful. Brian is stabbed. The glass enters into his body. He turns round, his mouth stopped. It's no longer moving, and he looks at you all, and the applause and cheering is still going. And his arms fall down to his side, and he collapses onto the floor in front of you.
I was going to be watching inside.
Oh, the sexies keep coming.
Oh my.
We've never rolled so well.
Oh my.
I'm on 5-2. Well, I've tried drawing it already by ripping up that bit of paper, haven't I?
Maybe the runes. Scribble.
Right, I'm not incurably, but I'm obviously not stable either.
You're not stable at this point.
I think at this, the whole thing with Becca being killed by this guy has finally kind of hit him. He takes the tire iron to what's left of Brian's body.
Okay.
Starts smashing it down, mashing the guy's face up with his tire iron in a fit of rage and fury.
Yeah.
I'm also, because I'm already standing next to the body, I'm just bashing it on it as well, kicking it and all.
Yeah, shouting, "You sir!
You motherfucker!"
Yeah, so the two of you are just like carving up this body. I don't know what
So we did have to worry about who was going to kill him then. A big discussion about murdering.
we at least needed to be with the dagger, and that happened.
So
already.
This is a brutal scene as you take to this. I think the two of you, if you're watching, need to roll insight at this point, because this is seeing your deranged, crazed colleagues there. Oh, another 6 and a 5. Oh, I love it. Brilliant.
I'm on 5, so that
Yeah,
I'm on 5.
we're all
oh
on
no,
5,
I'm
are
on
we?
4.
I'm on 4. No.
Excellent. Yeah. So the rage subsides.
I'm on
The
5
rage
now.
subsides, and one of the things that brings you back to kind of being normal. So you can roll a 1d6 there, Eddie and Connor, to see if you can roll reduce your insight by 1 after you dispose of this body and destroy its visage and its recognition.
You're gonna roll less than 5.
Yeah. Well done, Eddie.
I rolled a 3.
You don't
You're
get any
down
more
to-
for it. You don't get
No,
another one.
I just don't.
But
Yeah, I
you
just
don't
don't
reduce
lose
it.
it.
So but you can still continue. You can still continue to unravel the mystery
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it goes. You can do that in limited amounts of time. And
But-
same for you, Connor, as well. You can now dispose of anything that any clues or anything that you've taken a hit from. If you continue to destroy things and hide the evidence and frustrate the mythos, then you can continue to roll against that and drop right back down again if you wish to. However, the thing that pulls Eddie back and perhaps distracts you is your phone rings.
Okay. I just look at it, stand there covered in blood, looking stupid at this.
The Dragon Age visage.
Yeah. And I answer it and in a perfectly normal voice say, "Hello."
Hello? Right, Mum?
What is it now, Mom?
Thank you. I am returning your call. I would just like to say I appreciate your efforts. Perhaps you'd like to meet my office in 5 hours. Yes? And it hangs up.
Ralph.
Or you?
What? Ralph?
Ralph called you? Kind of convenient, isn't it?
He was returning my call.
Devil himself.
He wants to meet.
Just you, or?
He didn't say.
Well, and I'm taking the dagger out of the body. Cleaning it. We still need to use this on him, I think. And we now got the taste of it, so...
I somehow don't think it'd be that easy.
Hey,
We don't-
you
we
only
don't-
live once.
We don't have to go.
Well, he will find someone else to use for his killing and his power gaining, so...
We killed the guy that... Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did avenge her, but... Do you want anyone else to get to use those powers and kill more? Look, I can give you the dagger and the amulet so that you can go alone if you want. If he wants you to go alone, so you can try it.
I don't think you should go alone.
I don't think so either, but
I mean,
he
don't
might
think
not expect it. If he goes alone.
What do you think? Gary?
We need to go and kill him. He is the devil. He's the one that's caused all this untold death over the years. From what was it, 60s? How many deaths have gone counted? And he will continue. He'll just grab somebody else in, and more deaths, into the death pit.
Oh, and wait. Otherwise, Eddie, did you ever play any metal?
What?
Did you ever played any metal music?
I'm a jazz musician, man. What are you talking about?
Oh, you could have you could have asked you could have battled him.
You're driving.
I'm gonna
along.
walk out. I'm gonna walk out into the garage.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you know, we're already there for
Um,
driving.
I would
Any
have- yeah, no, carry
any
on.
petrol cans.
Yeah. It's an out of town way, so there's a small fuel storage for
Okay, so while everybody's heading to the car, I'm gonna start pouring petrol all over the.
Okay. Yeah, easy done.
And takes out his box of matches as he gets to the front door and he strikes a match and drops it in on the little trail of fuel.
Yep, it roars through
Yeah.
the house. I mean, it's a fairly minimal house. There's lots of concrete and glass. But there's furnishings there that you focus some fuel on.
Yeah, well, and that whole room that was full of curtains.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to destroy, really.
Yeah. So you look with a bit of satisfaction as smoke comes out from underneath the garage door as you drive off, and you see the flames just lapping out underneath. It doesn't explode, it doesn't go off, but yeah, you could roll again for that. I think you've done a sufficient job in destroying the place that caused you so much pain and harm. Yeah,
Yay!
And you're driving away with that, and you see the smoke rising up into the sky. The cables get caught, the insulation starts to burn, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you go back out the hills and down into the valleys and along back the road, and it takes you a few hours. Are you heading back to?
It was 5 hours before.
Yeah.
Is it a 5-hour drive?
No,
Or is it...
but yeah, that would take you to morning basically.
I don't know what the time was when 5 hours.
Yeah, it was kind of late. So if you met at 8 o'clock in the morning, you would still be, in time. But it's pretty late already, and you've got a few hours drive.
I'm just
So
wondering
actually-
how it's going to look if we kind of rock up covered in blood.
Yeah, you've got time to. You can sort yourselves out.
It might be more interesting if we did rock up covered in blood.
It's up to you. You could find a river on the way and get clean down there, or
Yeah, maybe
Up to
something
you.
like that. Yeah,
if you
because
want to stop.
trying to walk into a hotel while covered in blood is tricky. Believe me, I've tried. And so I think finding a river, cleaning up.
Yeah,
probably.
You clean up.
You got some
you clean-
explaining to do if you've tried.
It's the edge of you find a trough for horses at the side of the thing, and you use that to clean yourself up. It's a hose kind of thing, and it's still somewhat dark, and you do the best you can. You still look like shit, pretty much. But at least you're not looking like an accessory to murder. You drive through into city traffic. Rush hour is afoot, so it does take you some time to get in, but you end up on another hot and sunny day as the sun begins to rise. You find yourself in the industrial estate where the
Ralph's got his building.
Rafe is amazing. 11540 Hart Street, Warehouse District. And you find yourself driving up there towards the stairs, towards the entrance.
So what's the plan?
Go in? Or
We're going to see what he has.
You want to take the amulet and dagger with you, or that we stay a little bit back?
Sure.
He called you specifically.
he left his number.
True.
Okay.
I'll give you the dagger and
Yeah.
the amulet.
And I kind of hide the amulet under my under my shirt.
Ready?
Take the dagger into. Make my way up to the office.
Well, good thing with the dagger is, if there are metal detectors, they don't detect it because it's glass.
True.
Muted Croy.
I didn't hear you.
So once again, you see this beautiful woman behind the desk, and she just stares at you, Eddie. When you walk in, you look like absolute shit. I just and the rest of you are walking up behind them a little bit further behind. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you I guess you just ignore her, right? You just ignore her and just walk straight
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm like, we have business.
Yeah, and she's just like, I did, and yeah, and you walk through into the door, past all the pictures down the corridor that you see with Rafe, with various comedians and famous people. There's even pictures of him with politicians that you recognise, and you walk down this corridor into his office. And
I knew Trump had something with the devil.
There's
Yeah.
the clock is in the only this incongruous the clock is just so out of place in this modern looking place. It's such an old, it's almost, I don't know, like a coffin or something. It's just old and ancient looking. It's really peculiar. And Rafe is there behind the desk.
How big is it? How big is the clock? Is it like a grandfather clock type thing? Big thing.
Yeah, like 7
Like
8 foot.
Like a potential time machine type thing.
Exactly. Actually, now that you're looking at it that way, yeah.
It's a clock. Clock is a time machine.
So
it's a machine for telling them.
and yeah, you walk in and he just looks up at you and says, "My dear boy, yes, thank you. You've done us. You have done us a great duty. You've done us a great duty. I'm so glad you're here. There's so many things I'd like to know about you. What have you been doing with your life? Where what have you seen? Where have you come from? What? Please. Sit. And he observes the rest of you walking down the corridor towards him.
Where have I been and what have I done?
Yeah.
Don't you know?
How's your life been? Has it been easy? Has it been hard? I would. Are you ready to travel with me now? And he looks as you guys are getting closer down the corridor. We can go now, right now. If you want to, we can travel together and.
What are you talking?
Knowledge! We can travel to the future and gain knowledge. Unbelievable power that is available to us. Quick, your friends are coming. Will you join now? And you see that the clock face begins to spin round quickly.
Ooh.
And mist fog type smoke begins to emanate from inside. Initially it looks quite light in colour, but you can see there's dark swirls in it as it comes out
Stop
from
eating all
the
the
clock.
wires, Penny.
And he says, "Are
Your creepy
Ready?
friend murdered my girlfriend.
the secrets of the universe you have led us to this point, and they are here for our taking. A life like no other awaits you. Awaits us. Power. It's unimaginable. The things that we can learn. A small price to pay for the understanding of the universe, I think.
I look at the clock.
Yeah.
Someone has to die for that work, right?
No one has to die. We can go together, you and I. That power that Brian provided when he died was all I needed. I'm glad that you stopped him, of course. That was my plan all along. And he looks at you. Now, come, and he stands up. And you see the front part of the clock swings open. And inside there are tendrils reaching out towards Ares. And there's a vortex inside it, changing in colours between purples and blues as it spins round inside this clock, with the smoke now dark and the tendrils stretching out and reaching in the room. You guys at this point, you've made it to the room. And you see Rafe standing in front of this clock with the smoke, the effects coming out of the arms, tendrils and such. And Eddie, you're there, and you're just looking at him. What do you do?
Ask him, where does it go? Where does it lead?
To the future, to a time where we can rule, we can take our knowledge, all of that power available to us. You're part of it. You and I. We will be kings.
King.
And he reaches out his hand, and then the rest of you are standing in the doorway watching until you tell me otherwise.
Do we hear this conversation?
You do, yeah, you hear the latter part of it, yeah.
I'm gonna just yell at him. Don't do it! You know what to do. I gave it to you.
I take a step towards the clock. Is he ahead of me? Behind?
Yeah, I mean he's about, now he's taking a step, he's about 3 steps in front of you. He's just standing in front of it.
King, right?
With our power, we will rule. We will have knowledge of the universe to travel at will, freely, through time, through space. We just need to make this one journey.
You killed Beck.
That doesn't sound dodgy at all, does it?
I killed no one.
You're the reason she's dead.
All those people are dead for you.
Secrets of the universe don't care for one small insignificant mote of existence. We are able to travel now. Look, and at this point the room is beginning to fill up with this voluminous smoke, and the vortex is increasing in size from the clock as the clock face begins to whirl round even faster.
I pull the dagger out, stick him in the.
Yeah.
All right then. So yeah, you just take that step forward as if to take his offer, and in one move, you this dagger goes up to him, and you see it as it kind of draws itself almost into his body.
Uh-oh.
It's not even like you're able to control it at this point. You just feel it just kind of go like that into him. And he looks at you, and he begins to try to mutter. He mutters some words, and you see his strength is beginning to fail. He's standing and he's moving and he's trying to take a step, but he can't lift his leg. He tries to take a step towards the vortex.
Want to hold him back from that if I can.
Yeah. He's not a challenge there. He feels like he's not able to put up a fight. The tendrils reach out and try and grab him, and they try and grab you as well. They wrap around your ankles and wrap around your arms, and they pull at both of you. But his strength, he has none. And he looks at you and he's muttering, he's trying to mutter some words, and he looks at you and says, and he can't get the words as he says, whatever it is he's trying to cast doesn't work, and his body falls onto yours, slouches as the black tendrils wrap around both of you.
When I see this, I try to get Eddie out of the tendrils.
Yeah, and you run forward. Can we get just a d6? A d6 from you, Eddie. You're now about 2 steps away from the center of this vortex within here.
Two steps. His potential rule.
It's a 4.
Yeah, and you're trying to pull at Eddie, and you're trying to grab him, and you're trying to hold him back. But the strength of this and the body that you see from Rafe Ares is still there with you, and it's getting pushed. The dagger is there, and it's pressing against you, and it falls out and it drops onto the floor. And the tendrils are pushing and wrapping you together, and you're now one step away from the vortex.
Is he dead? As far as I could tell.
As the final pull into the vortex makes you aware of a universe of infinite possibilities, and you look towards yourself and you get a sense of belonging to something. You're not sure what or how, but you feel more alive than you ever have. Back in the office, Connor, Dee Dee, Carrie, you watch this happen as Rafe and Eddie are covered in mist and black energies wrapping around, and you just can't see between the vortex swirling as the two bodies just blink out. They go nowhere and everywhere, and the sudden everything that was in the room siphons back into the room, and the door shuts and the clock face just slows down.
No.
And you're standing looking in the office, and there's no more Eddie, and there's no more
I wasn't able to get him loose. I stand there looking at my hands like...
What just happened?
Go and look over the clock. And just, like, I don't know, look around it and...
Yeah. I think we need another final insight roll from the three of you that are left. Connor, you're back. Are you back up to 5? Yeah, you were back up to 5, weren't you? You were on the 4. Did you go down to 4 previously?
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I was allowed to take one down. I believe so, because I rolled lower than what I have. So yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, by the by, so yeah, you take this of all of you, Connor. You take this pretty bad because you were the one that was holding on to Eddie, and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
I tried to save him. What?
I don't really know what happened.
He's gone back to the future.
I get the reference. No.
The dagger
Tired.
is on the floor. The clock face. The clock has returned to normal. As you reach down to pick up the dagger, assuming that you do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm falling down on my knees and I grab the dagger and just look at it.
The clock face begins to turn just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And you hold
I'm not
the
even
dagger.
I'm not even looking at the clock. I'm just keeping my eyes on the dagger and like, why couldn't I save him?
And the dagger begins to, inside it, you just see a faint purple mist, and the clock face, for those of you who are watching it, just begins to spin, and it's getting faster and faster and faster. Smoke begins to appear out again, and the door opens, and just as it does, that's where we will end the adventure. Thank you very much for playing.
Excellent.
Everybody.
That was great. That was great. I love those endings. I love the ambiguous ending. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you for playing on, everybody. Thank you for listening on, everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Brilliant.
We did it.
Yay!
It's done. Another one shot out of the way. To be fair, it was billed as a long one shot, so we did do it technically in a long one shot time. I think that still counts. But that was a fantastic story. If anybody wants to check out the story, it is available to purchase on the Drive-Thru RPG. It's called He Who Laughs Last. It's a Cthulhu Dark scenario.
Very good.
Purposefully written. There are some optional rules and stuff in the back as well, but you can integrate it into campaigns if you want. I'm looking for the front page to remind
Is there
myself.
such a thing as a Cthulhu Dark campaign? I mean, that's
Well,
enough.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I can't find the name of I can't find the front page to tell you who it was that
And
acted
too long
it,
since
but-
it
Dave
started.
Skalagowski.
There we go. Thank
Is it
you.
Dave's?
Yeah. And it was absolutely awesome adventure. And I think it was one of the first that he had written, if I remember the blurb correctly.
Liked
so, yeah, definitely check out other stuff from him. So thanks very much, everybody. It's
Yes. No,
Yeah, it
thank
was
you
Dave's
for running that.
Thank you
That
very
was-
much. Yes.
3.5
Awesome.
hours.
Yeah.
Good session. Well played. So we'll end it there. ladies and gentlemen, lads and lassies, everybody and everyone, thank you so much for joining another Infinite Monkey Tales presentation, another Infinite Monkey Tales tabletop role-playing game. Thank you very much to Angie Pops. Thank you to Charlotte, to Some Old Pirate, to Minerva and Scoon. Thank you so much for joining us on this. It's been great having you. Thank you for guesting this. I hope you'll join us for other games as well.
Like he has a choice.
Yeah, like he has a choice. One of us.
Apparently, I don't have a choice.
If you would like to play any games with us, if you would like to participate or run any games with us, then we would love to know about that. So please do join us in Discord, on Twitter, and let us know. We have YouTube where you can watch some of our older and previous productions. And we have Twitch as well, where we will be broadcasting live at least twice a week. So please do tune in again. It's been a pleasure to have your company, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye. Good night. Cheerio.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.